Hey everyone, welcome to Sea of Swords Forsaken. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons and Dragons. I'm sorry, we tell jokes before we start streaming, and Niall, you're a monster. You're an absolute monster. Those were both incredible, and we had to stop from cry laughing. Oh dear, right. Sorry, I'm Chris, I'll be your Dungeon Master for tonight when I calm down. We're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/D&D and twitch.tv/AdventurersWanted. For those of you who are new to Dungeons and Dragons, everyone here plays a fantasy character in a shared fantasy universe, and they have character sheets in front of them. You can see their character sheets on the Twitch overlay of D&D Beyond, which is next to Shamini and Emma on the left. There it is. No, that left. No, the other left. Yeah, that left. Good. Yes. Their character sheets allow them to do things. Mostly they will be rolling 20-sided dice to see how well they do something, and 20s and above are absolutely brilliant, and 1s and below, yes, they happen sometimes, are hilariously bad failures. So feel free to boo and or cheer depending on what's going on at the time. And while they play those characters, I play literally everyone else they encounter, weather patterns, ships slowly falling apart, being hammered by elemental storms. That's all me. I do all of those things and everything else to keep the story unpredictable. I'll also be rolling 20-sided dice to see where we go from there. Good. Well, I'm Chris, I'm your GM. I use he and they pronouns, and I invite everyone to give their name, their pronouns, their character's name, their character's pronouns, and a little bit about what is going on at the moment.
My name's Shamini. I use she, her pronouns. I shall be playing Captain Cal Arnold. She also uses she, her pronouns, and she's a sort of captain of a ship and is not a pirate, but she looks very much like a pirate if you want an image. It's quite piratical. Captain of the Bluebottle. It's a cool ship. She's not quite very happy right now because last time we got in this storm, but it wasn't even like just a normal storm. It was like some sort of weird magic storm, and things were going really well until the storm came along, and now they're not going well.
I love how your intro started very cool as a cucumber and then descended into really like...
You got kind of angsty during that. Remembered what happened. I'm like,
yeah.
Hi, I'm Emma. I'm gender fluid, so I'll define my pronouns if you need to use them. I'm playing Prosperous, who's also gender fluid, so if we can just use Prosperous or P as Prosperous pronouns. Prosperous is a half-orc paladin of Shantae. Prosperous has blue skin, has like brown hair, which is plaited back, and is wearing a lot of silvery armor. A lot of armor. There's a lot of armor going on. Prosperous basically stabbed a water elemental to death last episode, so it's feeling pretty good. Yeah, having fun. Really feeling like a pancakes though.
Oh, that's a
pancakes, yeah.
Very specific request. Okay, I'll see what I can do.
Hi, I'm Grace. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be playing Flutter of Wings, who also uses they, them pronouns. Flutter is a sort of a small, very slight caracal-style tabaxi who is on the Bluebottle on their way back to Waterdeep after recently having gained a new sword, which is pretty cool. Last episode, I think they mostly tried to lift some boxes really well. I think they spent quite a long time lifting boxes. And then had a rad as hell battle on the top of the mast of the ship for 6 seconds with an air elemental before Milk banished it. If you want to see what any of the characters look like, there's really cool art on the Adventurers Wanted Twitter.
There is. You can also see...
Yeah, wonderfully talented art.
Yeah, an incredibly talented artist.
Really
Someone
cool.
should just...
We should plug the artist.
No, we really should.
Yeah, who is
we really
that?
should plug the artist, I agree.
It's Grace.
Oh my god, it's not.
Unbelievable. No one knew that until now.
That's what I got for you.
That was brilliant. Hi, I'm Red. I'll be using Red today. I'll be playing Milk, who uses he, him. And yeah, I'm sorry, Grace. It was a very beautiful 6 seconds, in fairness. It was great, and it could have gone on longer. I shall banish nothing today. You're on your own. Milk is enjoying his #gap year with Prosperous, having escaped the Icewind Dale. Is heading south, looking for somewhere to open a bar, somewhere attractive, and serve overpriced cocktails to locals. Let's see if he can pull it off.
Hi, I'm Niall, actor extraordinaire, joke master, and there you go. I already got a laugh. I see him. I'm playing Anton Rain, who also uses he, him. He is a man of the fates, still stuck on this ship. He's still not really sure where he's going, but he's getting a bit more sure that he's meant to be here, because so far he's not really come across a magical storm with 4 different elementals attacking him. So his suspicions that they're getting close to whatever reason he's here for it's growing. I don't know what this is, but it's growing.
Okay, that's.
You're welcome.
I know what that is.
That's all I've got for you.
I know what that is. Lovely. Lovely. So before we kick off, this stream will run for approximately 3 hours, and there'll be a roughly 5-10 minute break somewhere near the middle. It's all improvised, so we'll have to feel that one out as we go. We are wonderfully sponsored by some excellent people. We are sponsored by Ultra Pro. They organize your tabletop with dice trays, character sheet wallets, character card wallets, all of the things you might want to have on your physical tabletop, including wonderful little random statue maquettes. Oh my god. This is a GIF. That is correct. GIFF, not GITH. They look very different. This is a GIF. They are hippos that travel through the multiverse looking for things to help. They're mercenaries, basically, but they're also hippos. Anyway, this charming little buddy can be yours for the simple price of joining us in the Twitch chat today and just saying a couple of random words. Talk to our mods, they're lovely. When you engage with us in Twitch chat and put some random words in, you're put into a random prize draw. You must have a UK address to have it sent to you because we are in the UK and competition rules are complicated. But yes, do join us in Twitch chat if you can. We're also sponsored by Hero Forge. Hero Forge offer fully customizable tabletop miniatures. I have so many on my desk right now because they're just amazing and I love them, and you can just go online onto their 3D generator and make your characters. But most importantly, what I have today to share with all of you is character minis of all of our characters in this stream. This one's Milk. You probably can't see it. It's yellow. The main thing is it's yellow. A lot of yellow and purple, that's right. But yes, we'll use these as initiative trackers throughout today's stream if we get into combat, so you will see them probably sort of arrayed in front of my face more than anywhere else. But yes, that is what we will be doing today. They're constantly expanding their catalogue customization options. There's been some medical scrubs and like new dragon heads. There's all sorts of wonderful things on Hero Forge, so check them out at heroforge.com. Okay. Lovely. We also have some excellent supporters. D&D Beyond, as we mentioned, doing character sheets, which you can see on the side of the screen with the overlay, and also allow us to play the game digitally over the internet, which is really useful, a fantastic thing. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. Next to Emma, you will see an Idle Champions code for a free, I believe it's a gold chest. If you put that code into Idle Champions, you'll get a free gold chest. Thank you very much for joining us, and also do check out Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms. We're also supported by Level Up Dice and Zavi.com. Do check out our Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all of the socials. We're mostly Adventurers Wanted, but sometimes Adventurers 250 on Twitter specifically, where you can find out more about winning some lovely things or buying some lovely things with all of those excellent people. Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans-positive, and we both encourage and champion trans players, DMs, hello, and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters of a different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, we do acknowledge it sometimes happens, and as such, we have a policy for misgendering to make sure that if something does happen, we have the ability to correct it quickly and move on. If we miss an instance of that, please do let us know. Pop something into the Twitch chat or send us a Twitter message. We want to make sure that our tables are as safe as possible. Speaking of safe tables, we also use the TTRPG Safety Toolkit as well as an internal safety policy to make sure that we are playing as safe a game as possible. You may hear us refer to lines and veils in game to allow us to play safely with each other. You will also see the use of pause cards. That does say pause, not SAUP, where our camera's reversed for reasons. But yes, you will see the use of pause cards. Red, every time. Gorgeous. If you want to know more about the use of pause cards or anything like that, do check out the TTRPG Safety Toolkit. The link should be in Twitch chat right now. Cool, I think that's all the AOB that we need. So, without further ado, let's get into that intro and kick off Sea of Swords Forsaken. So, we return to Sea of Swords Forsaken. What is going on? Well, it was mentioned during the character intros, so I'll just recap for a little bit. Milk and Prosperous, our characters from the last campaign, meandered their way to the town of Fireshear, where they got passage on the ship the Bluebottle, captained by Captain Cal Arnold, that's Germany's character, and with both Anton and Flutter not really on the crew, sort of travelling with as well, part of the crew, part of the ship. Passenger,
please.
there we go. And
Part of the ship, part of the crew.
and together they all started to travel south from Fireshear, heading down the Sword Coast, out into the Sea of Swords, but were very quickly assaulted by a storm. And assaulted is the right word. The storm seemed to chase them down, grab them in its elemental, wild sphere, and then drag them somewhere in the Sea of Swords. And they don't quite know where. They managed to fight off the elemental forces that hammered the ship, and in doing so banished a few of them, defeated a few of them, and one of them, however, managed to defeat their friend, the ship's cook, who is now sadly dead and has been buried at sea along with some other crewmates who didn't make it. The ship now finds itself outside of this storm, and the ship's quartermaster, a wild hunt shifter, looks a bit like a shark, known as Stefan, has told them that they don't know where they are. And I think that's where we'll pick up, the five of you on deck of the ship. This funeral at sea, burial at sea, just having happened, and all of you realizing, Cal most noticeably, that you're lost. What would everyone like to do?
As Stefan has just sort of turned up with this helpful news, Cal will just sort of like, this is slightly unexpected, we'll just sort of like turn and look at him.
Them.
Them, sorry. And say, it's your job to know where we are.
Yes, I'm not saying it isn't. It is very much my job to know where we are at any given point in time. But we it looks like that storm was moving erratically. I couldn't keep any track of where we were going as part of it. And look, Captain, there's no land around us. I've no idea where we are.
Okay, go get a map. Give me a range. Okay.
Right, I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
Take a guess.
All right, I will.
There is no way that we could have moved through the planes or through space magically. Is there any chance of that? It was a magical storm. I glimpsed through the clouds a city. It was like spires of obsidian, of black glass. There's no way that we could have moved through some sort of planar gate, could we?
Just give Milk a look.
Side-eye, definite side-eye.
Could I, Chris, is there any way that I could attempt to ascertain that?
The side-eye? Yeah, roll me an insight check.
No, I wouldn't be looking for side-eye between other members of the crew.
Okay.
If they want to mention anything they know about Obsidian cities, they're welcome to. I think, but I mean, is there any way that
the planar travel element?
Yeah,
you could roll me an Arcana
Flutter
check. Now, Flutter has some experience of planar travel. Hashtag everyone else. Ask Flutter about planar travel.
No.
You have some knowledge of this because you've been in situations where planar travel has happened before, so I think you can roll an Arcana check with advantage if you like.
Thank you.
Could I make a check as well, just to see if I
You can
know
roll an
anything?
Arcana check without advantage because Anton's never been to another plane of existence.
No.
Can I roll to spot the side eye?
Yeah, of course you can. Roll an insight check.
Thanks.
Prosperous Milk, are you rolling deception checks of any kind? Are you trying to be subtle?
No.
No. I'm just changing my outfit to look more like the captain. I think just sort of, I'm trying to get the pirate vibe right. I'm hoping there's a tricorn hat involved, but
Cal,
I don't have one, but you should have one.
okay, then I'm definitely gonna.
Like I just have the headband, but
Okay.
okay. So Milk starts to look more and more like Jack Sparrow, and this is a good start. What was your insight roll, Cal?
17.
17. Now, they haven't rolled anything to try and hide this, so yeah, there's a definite side-eye. I think with a 17, you probably get a certain sense that they were side-eyeing on the reference to Obsidian City.
Okay.
Flutter, what was your Arcana roll?
I rolled
Oh dear.
A 19 and a 20.
Oh.
My Arcana check, 22.
Wow. Flutter,
I have done some planar travel in my time.
you take a look around and you you look at the sea, you look at the sky. It still looks like the material plane. And looking around, there's no obvious sign of any kind of planar oddity or quirk, and you know that other planes tend to have something about them that is different from the material plane. It would be very difficult to just go, this is definitely a different plane of existence, or this is definitely a material plane, but so far you're pretty confident you're still somewhere in the Sea of Swords. Anton, what did you roll?
My train of thought was on specifically the Obsidian Tower. I got a 19 for that.
Okay, your Arcana roll on Obsidian Towers. You have studied Netheril, ancient Netheril. You are aware of its archaeology. You are aware of its geography. They used to build out of a black material. Most of their towers had this sort of slight glassy black element to it. You know there's elements of other things they've worked with that are to do with... their overall colour scheme was very black and very metallic, but you can probably put 2 and 2 together here with a 19, I'd say.
Okay. I think Anton's just going to hold on to that information for now until it comes up, because we've passed it, so it's kind of pointless until we see it again.
In which case, Flutter, I interrupted you. My apologies.
No, it's just I think we are still on the Sea of Swords. There is no kind of magical tick that would indicate planar travel. Usually it would look quite different to this, so I'm pretty sure we are still on the sea, which means that we should be able to find our way. Maybe if we wait for nightfall and we can see other stars.
Sure, we'll be back on our way to Waterdeep soon. Cal will sort of look at Milk and Prosperous and say, that storm came straight for us. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
No.
No, never seen a storm like it.
Absolutely not. Although there were elements, I suppose, that just reminiscent of other things. The buildings, just suspicious buildings in a storm. That's new. Just caught our eye, I suppose. But
the building might not be a big problem.
What do you mean?
It's just it sounds like Netherese architecture. So I don't think it was much to do with the storm itself. I mean, it's possible. Netherese were very big on magic. They were a big fraud founder on magic, so it's possible that the storm might have come from there, but I don't think so.
I mean, all we're saying is that in the past, when we've encountered Netherese cities, the consequences have not been fantastic.
Well, most of them are dead, apart from, the Shadowfell.
Well, I was gonna...
Yes, but things are still using what they built in ways that are possibly not positive.
This is a good point. But that's, I guess, that's part of the job of being a researcher, is finding out those things. He nervously laughs.
Yes, well.
Is there anything that you know from your experiences with the cities before that would tell you anything about what this is?
Wait a sec. Look, the Netherese are some ancient civilization what got destroyed. Why are their cities floating around in storms? What?
They are not all gone.
No.
Haunt the civilizations of Faerun still.
I
have done my time fighting against them.
Yeah, and I can't answer why they're floating around in storms, but the cities still exist. We were in one not 2 weeks ago that some sort of, well, Milk, you know better than I, but some sort of weird fish thing was haunting.
Yes, definitely not as restful as you might have hoped, I guess, the Netherese, as the storm would seem to indicate.
Can I make an intelligence check on whether or not the floating city would have caused the storm?
Interesting. You can make
if it was the base of the storm, because you said it was massive.
Mm-hmm. You can make an Arcana check for me. I think that Arcana is the closest.
Can I help with this?
Sure.
Ooh! Sorry.
Have you rolled an actual 20?
Ooh, you might not need to.
27.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm very smart.
Anton, as you listen to this conversation and start putting the pieces together, the Netherese did experiment with magic, and that's part of the reason why the cities fell out of the sky. They used to float. And they did experiment with strange magical abilities. The idea that a magical storm would form around a Netherese city, a Netherese ruin, a Netherese wreck for whatever reason, is not too alien a concept to you. And from the way Flutter described it, from the way that the angle of the storm was travelling, it is pretty fair and safe to assume that this storm was the centre. This city was the centre of the storm.
Yeah, well, Anton's just going to look at you guys and go, well, it's probably very likely that the storm itself was a floating city that just booping around still.
Yeah, well, that booping being the operative term, booping with intention or chaotically?
I thought,
Well, I mean, it passed right over us. I wouldn't say that it was
It seemed to head
intentionally
straight
coming.
forwards. did
it
not?
turned. It turned for
It
us.
turned.
But then it left.
Because we destroyed its onslaught.
No, we escaped it,
I mean-
but it did not follow it.
That's
Follow
true.
us.
Did not
It
follow.
Exactly, and there was only 4 of them.
That's true.
Well, out of character, there were not 4 of them. Only 4 of them came onto the
Right.
ship.
We outran it, didn't we? And then
We
because
outran
we were
it,
going really
yeah.
fast, it kind of seemed to give up. Was that
Yeah.
out of
I think we went past. We sort of went behind it, almost, didn't it? And it like.
I mean,
think
these cities are, based on like old magic, very powerful magic. It's very, it could be that the city itself was floating around, and that it's not necessarily aiming for things, and that the things that are created by it are not necessarily attached allegiance-wise to the city itself. It could just be a complete burst of random magic that's just unluckily we.
Could be.
Or
It could be.
That does chime with our experience. I mean, you remember the farming implements that attacked us, Milk.
Right. Or it could be another goddamn aboleth
I mean,
nested in
Or
the
it
basement.
could be that you two went off to some city, irritated some people, and now they're after you.
no, there were no
Well, that
people.
seems
There was
unlikely.
only an aboleth, and we killed the aboleth. So that is done.
That's true.
There were no people.
We,
Anton sat like this, just looking at you two like, what?
Would you usually link? Well, the creatures that attacked us were elemental of nature. Would you usually link the elemental planes with Netherese? Because that has not been my experience.
Not from the experience of...
Oh, they were doing everything.
I mean, from the two of you who've experienced Netheril recently, not at all, we didn't see anything of that description. Anton, with your high arcana roll, they experimented with everything, you are correct, but a specific connection to the elemental plane? Not specifically, no. The plane they're most associated with is the Shadowfell because of recent events, where a bunch of Netherese cities made
yeah?
pacts with the Shadowfell and attacked a bunch of places, including Cormyr, where Flutter fought them.
We haven't seen any elementals in our travels. Only, well, dead fish.
corn.
If their cities all fell out of the sky, why is that one floating around in a storm?
Because not all of them fell out of the sky.
Well, I mean, if it fell out of the sky onto the sea,
Evidently.
maybe it's now floating on the sea. That is how ships
Right.
work, isn't it?
Certain wizards were able to rescue their actual floating cities. I mean, effectively, all magic just went like that in an instant and then came back pretty quick. So certain ones fell and and other ones just sort of, floated.
Well, but perhaps we will see no more of it. I'm sure. There is wild magic everywhere in the world. It could have been a freak incident. It will fly by, and we just need to work out where we are going next. And well, we never saw anything like this on the way out here, so we can assume that we will be okay on the way back.
I don't know what to roll. Would I assume that the fact that both I and Milk and Prosperous have recently been there, that Niall is a researcher of it, and that Flutter has fought the Netherreal, might suggest that it's more... Like, is that unusual, or are the Netherreal quite everywhere?
I mean,
It's almost like we're in plot points or something.
right? I mean, roll me a story check. No, roll me a. Can you roll me a?
Internal consistency check.
I'm trying to think what it would be, because you're right. That is it's a conjecture, so it's intelligence. It's not really a history check. It's not really an Arcana check or a religion check. It's not really a nature check.
They're all zeros for me.
Okay, then just roll me a.
It feels almost common sense.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Which would be.
It's like huh?
Maybe that's charisma.
No, it's a pure intelligence check, but the DC is lower because you can't add any skill bonuses to this. That's the fairest way I can think of doing this.
Okay. That's a natural 10.
Cool. Looking at the people around you, you can conjecture two things. One, the fact that all of you have some Netherese connection is notable. Is it necessarily a guarantee that all these things are connected? No. But it is notable that most of the people on this ship who appear to have some kind of, I don't know, player character vibe about them, have something connected to Netherreal, which is intriguing. You also note that one person very notably
seems to
doesn't.
not.
And is looking around like, why do you people all just talking about like, oh yeah, and then when I was in another city last week, I summer there, you know. What is this?
You've not been? Oh, you must go. You really must.
But yes, you controlled those two conjectures with a 10. I will allow.
I will indicate that, but I shan't repeat it.
I mean, I guess I could chat to Chontea about it. I'm not sure that she'll know anything. It's nothing to do with farms, but...
Cal will roll her eyes slightly at the mention of Chontea, and then disappear off too. Sorry.
I love it.
Climb up she's going to go up to the coast.
Sure.
How do you speak to Chontea?
Well, the one time I did it, I got my sword out and I put loads of seeds on it, and then I cast a spell and I ate all the seeds. It went really well.
You really remind me of someone. I'm just going to sit down and watch this happen.
What, you mean all of Emma's characters have a...
No, specifically Keldon.
Yeah.
There are other of Emma's characters that would not behave this way.
Sorry, audience, if you haven't seen Corrupted, the show we did last, there's a lot of reference to that now. You don't need to have seen it to put all these pieces together. Everything will be described in this event. If we do make reference to other characters from other adventures, Flutter appeared in Agents of the Nine Hells, which we did about a year ago, and you can find on our YouTube. But again, if you haven't seen it, you don't need to understand what's going on, apart from that obvious in-joke. Good, right. Don't worry, it's not a dig. Just making sure the audience understand.
I'm going to run vertically up the process.
Are you just walking up? Oh my god!
Everything is a level surface to Milk these days.
You probably beat Cal up there. I don't know.
I mean,
I'm just catch you up in that case.
Okay.
I just want to ask you if you know where.
Do you know where
we are?
Hang on. Before you get to that point, because we're going to both be in the crow's nest for that scene. While Cal is climbing like a human, Milk, how are you going up just walking?
He just moves like everything is the right way for gravity, right?
Brilliant.
So he's just strolling
Excellent.
It's
nonchalantly.
On the
It's
mast.
Dracula in Van Helsing, right?
Yes, it's Dracula and Van Helsing.
Right. It's just vertical.
Yeah.
In fact, Red, if you haven't seen Van Helsing, I think that level of camp is perfect for Milk.
Yeah.
I don't know what you mean.
Jackman is great. Isn't it?
The largest Ackman I ever saw, honestly. Yeah.
It gets huger every time.
So Flutter is sitting watching Prosperous presumably cast ceremony. Emma, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
And Anton, what are you up to?
Well, Anton's just going to sort of see everyone's parting off, seeing that people are doing little things that they need to do, and he's just going to get out his book and probably just watch the divine summoning. I mean, he's probably seen one before, but he's like, this seems like where I'm going to lay my, I don't know, what do you say, lay your eggs? I don't know.
Okay.
I'm laying my eggs.
Okay. all the time.
It's a thing now.
That is where I lay my eggs.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna lay my eggs here.
You know where I lay my eggs? In Milk's face.
Boom.
Sounded a lot more sexual than I intended.
That was weird. That was really weird.
The corrupted reference.
The corrupted reference, there we go.
Much corrupted. It's fine.
So, Cal, Milk, you are both entering the crow's nest at about the same time. So you sort of both walk in and climb up to the crow's nest at the same time. What is this conversation? What is this? What is happening?
Do you know where we are, Captain?
That's exactly how you come over, isn't it?
Been made
Some good acting.
pretty
Some solid
clear
acting.
that I do not, but give me a minute and I get my slightly magical telescope out.
Oh, the slightly
gonna watch.
magical telescope.
Hello, slightly magical telescope.
What do you have to roll to use your slightly magical telescope?
I can't remember it too much.
Just remember it being a
stuff.
perception check with advantage to see,
Correct.
and then a perception check to understand what the best route would be.
It all sounds correct, but want Shamdi to check a
Where's
character
my-
sheet?
Where's my tab? I can't find it on my tab. I can't find it on my tab.
Audience, in case you're wondering,
Oh,
Shamini
there
as
it is.
Captain
Oh, no,
Cal
that's fine.
Arnold has a character sheet and a ship stat sheet and how ship rules work and all the rest open, so this is a cross I have made for Cal to bear.
Right. So first off, so two things it can do. First off is just seeing what's about.
Mhm.
So I'm going to make a perception check for that.
With advantage.
No, I don't have advantage. That's literally what it says. Good job, I can read. Don't worry. All good. Oh my gosh. Oh, that was good. That was a 24 on perception.
Splendid.
Nice.
And what happens?
I can see things well good. In conditions of clear visibility,
Which is his.
I can make details of even extremely other size of the eagle, distant creatures and objects as small as 2 feet across. I'm mostly looking for land
Yeah, I
here.
understand. Yep.
And anything that would be on a map or that would be
Absolutely.
geographically familiar.
Absolutely.
And then the second sort of thing that it does is based on the cartographer's map case, and it's about sort of finding routes to places. Slightly difficult when I don't know where the place is that I am to find a route to.
No, but this is your
but
this is your magical telescope, which much like Jack Sparrow's
This
compass,
would
lets you
be
sort of work out where you need to go. That's part of the
somewhat useful.
plot device that it is.
So I'm going to do another perception check on that.
It's the same one. It's the same perception check, Jams. It's all the same thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, great. That does make more sense.
So a 24 on that perception check allows you to not only see in exceptionally good detail the area around you, but also to get a good sense of not only where you are, but routes you can travel within eye shot. Like, it's not like you can use the telescope to go, there's an island 4 miles over there that I can't see. It's very much designed as a what you can see you can travel to well and avoid some of the dangers of the sea with it. That's what the tool is for. Looking around, and with Milk next to you, 24 on the roll, so I'll give you all of this. There doesn't seem to be any land in sight anywhere. But as you scan the horizon in various directions, trying to get a sense of your bearings, you can get a sense of north and south because of where the sun is, and you're a well-traveled ship captain, so you can realize which way the ship is facing and work out north and south. That's not difficult for you. As you scan the area to the south by southwest, you start to notice that there appear to be some rocks under the water. Now, rocks under the water is not something you would be unaware of as a concept. Like the idea that there are islands that don't quite break the surface or would only break the surface during certain kinds of tides, that sort of thing. You're aware of that as a concept. And as you scan these ones to the south by southwest of you, you notice something very specific about them. They have a slightly purple tinge. Now, you, as an experienced ship's captain, an experienced traveller in these parts, are aware of the purple rocks. The purple rocks are a series of rocky islands in the middle of the Sea of Swords, Trackless Sea area crossover. They're quite a long way to the west of where you intended to be. So you have been blown a significant way off course. And from that, you also get that Stefan's not doing a bad job. Just that storm was so violent and so fast. Yeah, I'm defending my NPC. That is correct. Because the storm was so violent and so fast, you were dragged way, way, way out to the west, far more than you would have expected in that kind of time, over that kind of space.
This is like weeks of normal travel, right?
Weeks upon weeks of normal travel.
This is ridiculously far west.
exactly.
We are like
Okay.
We are not. We are.
You're not in Kansas anymore. And as you look around and see these purple rocks, you don't know which bit of the purple rocks you are near. It's quite a large archipelago. Most of the rocks are quite small and don't break the surface of the water. If they do, it's only very rarely. And they are quite jagged, so quite dangerous to traverse. However, there are 2 islands in the center of the purple rocks that have towns on them, Utheral and Trisk. You were there recently to pick up Flutter, so it is a space you know where to travel to and you know your way around very well, and would give you a place to go for ship's repairs, which the ship is damaged, it needs repairs.
You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
It's my choice on
Mm-hmm.
Do you see anything, Captain?
I do. I might know where we are, and it ain't where we're supposed to be.
Could you give me more detail? Like, did we blow a little way, or?
We blew a little way. I'm afraid my previous estimation of your journey time may have to be somewhat extended.
What, by like an hour or 2? That's manageable.
Yeah, maybe a little smidge longer than that.
How much are we talking, Captain?
Maybe a month.
Oh, fine. Gosh, hardtack for another month. Amazing. That's brilliant. So where exactly are we? Are we pointing in the right direction?
Maybe less if we're lucky. I gotta go tell them where to go now if you want to be a little quicker. Get there.
Okay.
Time's out again.
Before we finish this, Cal, I'm going to give you a little bit about the purple rocks that might come in handy as part of storytelling.
Yes, please. Oh, thank you.
The purple rocks, specifically Utheral and Trisk, these 2 islands with small cities on them, you would know, and you are well aware that up until about 5 years ago, both islands were part of a cult of a kraken. However, that kraken was defeated by nameless adventurers who took part in another adventure.
Boo!
Thank God.
And as part of said other adventure, the island was suddenly freed of this very seriously evil influence and has been trying to rebuild since that point. You are aware that they are a nice place, but very much like trying to rebuild from a position of we were controlled by a horrible evil thing for a very long time. As such, the people of the island are extremely superstitious. I'm just going to give you that so that some of what happens next makes a bit more sense. Flutter, because you spent some time on Utheral, you'd also be aware of this. Anton, it's up to you whether you pick that up in passing or not, and Milk Prosperous, you have no idea. Why would you?
Quite. Do I see the direction that Captain was looking in?
Sure. Roll me a perception check.
That's not good.
I feel like Chris is going to do the thing where they ask you to make a perception check, and whatever the number is, they're just going to go, no.
15.
No.
Nailed that one, Grace. Well done.
I've played me for a while. Yeah, you can't. It talks about Mossy.
See anything?
No, didn't see anything. It's purplish.
Can I see anything? Like, can I see where that was? Oh, I can't. No, it's fine.
No, I mean, you can.
Okay,
You can,
I'm just going to walk down the map.
I mean, there's a purplish tint to the ocean, but that could just be ocean.
Okay. Foreign places.
You're just going to leave Cal. You're just going to Batman Cal in the...
Cal's already left.
She's gonna
Cal
really
already left.
Yeah, but slowly, and then Milk just like walks past. Just like,
I walk away down the mast. Good.
Yeah.
There was a ceremony happening on deck.
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing that I did last time because it worked. So I'm going to get my sword out, and then I'm going to get my sunflower seeds out from where I store them, because I have an endless supply. No one knows where they come from or where they go. It's like the javelins, actually.
So your hammer space is javelin and sunflower seed space.
Correct.
Great.
That feels very in character.
And
It's not your prison pocket, is it? No.
they're just there, no one knows. And I'm going to lay the sword out on the deck, probably in the way of everyone. I haven't noticed. I don't care. And
Yeah, just mind people.
And,
Excuse me, Steph. Yeah.
and I'm going to put the sunflower seeds down the length of the sword. Like slightly too many because I'm hungry. So they're not like, it's not like a perfect line, it's like clumps. And then I'm going to sit there and start casting my spell, which is Ceremony, at first level.
How long
it takes an hour. I'm going to be sat here for an hour in everyone's way. I try to sit cross-legged, but there's too much armour and it doesn't work. Mm-hmm. So I'm like sat with my legs out like a teddy bear. Prosperous is just really awkward. And then I'm gonna start slowly eating the seeds off my sword. Hey, Trontaire. This is a thing we do now.
Prosperous.
Yeah, this is the thing we do now. I was slightly worried for a second that you took a long time to respond.
Sorry, I was on another call.
Ooh, who are you speaking to?
Can't really tell you that.
Oh. Fair.
Is everything all right?
Yes, everything's great.
Good.
We're having a holiday. We were having a holiday. We're not having a holiday anymore. Sort of still a holiday. Is it still a holiday? I don't know. What do you think? Do you think this is a holiday?
It's a weird thing to summon your god to ask.
That is true. What do you think, though?
I'm not physically there, but looks pleasant enough.
Yeah. Right. I was going to ask you a question.
Right.
What was the question?
I don't know, Prosperous.
Are you speaking out loud?
Yes, Prosperous speaks out loud throughout this entire conversation.
Yeah, so like definitely at the point where you were like, what do you think? You'd be like, it's okay. I mean, what? Like, obviously, I can't actually hear what they're saying. You're. I don't know. I don't know what you were going to ask. I can't remember. Sorry.
Something about.
I better probably say something snappy.
Storms, magical storms, cities. Netherese cities. Yes. Mm-hmm. Lots of people here who know about Netherall. Is that a coincidence? How do you feel about coincidences?
I mean, there are such things as coincidences. They do exist, but they are comparatively rare because most things tend to happen for some kind of reason.
Cool.
Yes.
Good.
Oh, are you asking? That's your question. You'd like to know if everything is connected.
Feels like a really big question, but I suppose we've got an hour.
That is how this spell works. Yes. Look, I
brought snacks. I'm fine.
Yes, I'm aware they are your snacks for when you cast the spell. That is absolutely how this works. I can't answer direct questions like this without a bit more leverage from divine magic, Prosperous. I'm not...
Can you give me a hint? Is this how this works? Can you give me hints?
I can give you hints. I'm very happy to give you hints as part of us having this ability to converse. And also, it's always nice to see you. So this is pleasant. Thank you for summoning me. It's always nice to say hello.
I could always plant the seeds if that helps. I mean, I'm not sure where I would plant them because we're at sea, but I could find somewhere to plant them.
No, don't worry. You don't... That's not what this is about. It's... You're making a concession. You're calling on your connection to me to try and engage, and I like that. That is lovely, and I'm very happy to engage you. I just can't... The divine gate is what it is for a reason.
There's a gate?
Yes.
Is that like to keep sheep inside?
No, there was a whole war where gods nearly destroyed... It doesn't matter.
I'll ask Anton later. He seems like he would know about that kind of thing.
Yes, he definitely seems the type, doesn't he? Look, that storm was indeed following the ship that you're on, and yes, there is a reason why. And it is to do with one of your new friends.
I have new friends.
Oh, that was an assumption I made. I'm sorry, are they not? If they're not, then one of your compatriots, comrades.
No, I was excited.
People with definite player character energy. Yeah.
Like making new friends.
Yes, one of them, I can't tell you who, but one of them has a very definite connection to this. I can tell you that it's not Milk or you, because I think that's obvious. You're here by accident. But, yeah.
That's useful to know because it is often Milk, so...
I know, Milk has that energy.
Cool.
Nice person, though.
Great. Well, I mean, that's really all I had to ask you. So, I mean, you're welcome to hang out if you want for an hour, but...
Oh, don't worry. It took an hour for you to sort of set this all up. That's how that works. You don't sort of... Yeah.
The sword is quite big. It takes a long time to get all those seeds.
It's doing really well. I do like the way that sword is now. I've never been big on weapons as part of my worship, but I like that one. That's a great one. It's very sort of big and hefty.
Yeah, we'll make a paladin out of you yet, Tronte.
No, that's not what I do. I'm more interested in nurturing and growth, which is what we're doing here. So, anyway, it's good to speak to you. Do summon me again if you like. I'm always a pleasure. I can't give you straight answers though.
Just queer answers. Sorry, no, bad.
Those two, if you like. I don't mind.
Right, I'm going to eat all these seeds now.
Please do.
Kill some more elementals, probably.
As is your will.
Right.
Lovely to see you.
And you. Well, I can't see you, but bye.
Bye.
Any luck?
It's definitely one of us. Well, it's not me or Milk, but it's definitely one of you.
For what?
Oh, oh, why the storm was following us. Definitely one of you.
Anton, you are nearby to all this conversation. You've seen...
Yeah, Anton's my face is literally like how Anton is the entire time. Just like slightly bemused, enjoying himself. And then being like, what?
What you will have noted is that Prosperous didn't, there was a brief glow of, an aura of magical energy, a kind of radiant glow around Prosperous when Prosperous cast the spell. But what you will have noticed is that the moment the spell was cast, Prosperous stopped glowing, the sword stopped glowing, and then it was just someone having a chat to the air.
I assume I'd know what ceremony is, just from study.
You would know that most divine worshippers of some kind have the ability to engage with and contact and ceremonialize their god, and different gods have different ways of that manifesting. Yeah, there wouldn't be a problem for you as a concept. No.
Did she say who she thought it was?
No, she said she's not allowed to give me straight answers because
That's not always a problem.
I'm not divine enough or something similar. Maybe not enough divine energy, something.
No, that's usually what gods are like. They're not very good at giving you
the answers
you want. Yeah, but they're there to sort of intervene.
But she did say that you're all my friends now, which is great news. Really happy about that. And what else happened?
It is good to have new friends.
And the storm was definitely chasing us, and it was because one of you something.
But Anton and Cal and I have we travelled on the ship before.
Maybe something's
did not happen.
changed.
Did we gain new crew when we were in the
Fireshare.
town with the name Fireshare? Thank you. Did we gain new crew? Could it be?
No.
Then what has changed?
I don't know.
Look, I have to say that gods aren't necessarily very reliable. Just from observation here, we've been told that one of us, the storm was following one of us. Yeah, it's not continued to follow us. And so just told his answer. He's like,
I mean, she's never steered me wrong in the past. To be fair, I've only spoken to her once. And she did make my sword magical the last time. So, that was a pretty good conversation too.
Did you agree to anything?
No. I mean, I worship my god, and in return she made my sword magical. Do you need a magic sword?
No, absolutely not. No. No, you should just be careful about things like that. Sometimes when someone offers to... sometimes there's more to it than just making swords magical, Sometimes it's more complicated.
Oh, like milk.
Yeah, if you were making a deal with the devil.
Milk.
Well, no. What do you mean by milk?
Well, like Milk's person.
What do you mean?
Well, like Milk's person that sends money.
We met you yesterday.
Oh.
I do not know.
Sorry, I forget that you don't have all of the context because, feels like it's been a long time.
I met you.
Yeah.
Well, this is fair.
Milk as a person that sends money and squid and things, and then he sort of splits the world and energy comes out, and I feel like I'm not explaining this very well. Maybe you should ask him.
From that, can I gather that Milk's got a warlock fact?
Roll me an Arcana check. While you're while you're doing that,
reality test.
Cal, can I make the assumption that you have advanced the plot by turning the ship and moving towards?
I've advanced so much plot.
Amazing.
I've been, while this is going on, running the ship, telling people what to do, checking in on my hull damage. I'm like, Harlock, what's going on with the hull damage? Not in this voice, but I am, just so you know. Checking in with Elshane that like there ain't any people like who really need any help straight away. You know, telling Staffan that, you know, the rocks around here look a little bit purplish and slightly concerning. And yes, making sure we're heading in the right direction.
Cool. So plot is happening in the background. Thank you, just checking. Good. Anton, what'd you roll?
26.
Yeah, Milk's a warlock.
A good kind.
I'm just going to turn to Flutter and be like, oh, well, Milk, I think what our new friend is trying to say here is that Milk is a warlock, probably made a deal with some demon or devil or ancient god-like creature.
Sure.
I mean, Milk's the best.
Where is Milk during all of this? It's been an hour.
Milk is sat near the captain, just being like, this is the life, isn't it? As they sort of run around madly doing things. What's this room? These things, I'm not sure those are necessary. I could really take to life at sea. I think I'd be good. Ho, head west, etc. You know?
Can I roll to make sure that at no point during this do I even slightly smile or look amused?
Yes, of course. Roll a performance check.
Oh no, I'm so bad at that. Okay. That was a natural 2.
Oh no.
Milk, you'll get Cal occasionally like smirks at the sheer inanity of everything that you're doing.
Milk has no idea why. He's quite serious. He's genuinely trying to learn shipcraft and is a little bit disappointed to be mocked while doing so. I'm kidding.
Cal, you could always try and pawn Milk off on one of your crew who could maybe take Milk under their wing, depending on who it is.
Yeah, but the person I want to pawn Milk off on is Anton. I will at some point. Okay, let's do this. I will go over in the middle of these questions. Anton, our new friend Milk here has a lot of questions about the way the ship works and things, and I thought it'd be a good opportunity for you to demonstrate your great knowledge of how things work around here.
Everything that I've learned is come from yourself and then the rest of the crew, so that great knowledge is only from great teachers.
So pure.
Well, you still got to tell this one, okay?
I wasn't shirking the responsibility. I'll happily take on Milk, and Anton holds a hand out and is like just waiting for you to shake it. And I'm waiting for that viscous syrupy hand.
Which you receive, and it's quite cold, but and a little bit viscousy, but none gets stuck on you. Like it's all clean.
Anton's gonna look at his hand and be like, is that to do with your warlock pact?
Oh, I mean, don't get me started. No, completely separate thing. Well, not entirely separate, but I did die recently and had to be reconstituted about what was at hand, and sort of smoothie was what was nearby. So here I am doing what I can, just trying to get by. Are you okay?
Yeah, just a smoothie. He takes out his journal and just jots down.
Yeah.
Resurrected with smoothie.
You're a researcher. The Netherese, they're really into sort of liquid diet, right? For long traveling, etc. No, not come across it?
Niall, this is complete news to Anton. The idea that the Netherese would have some kind of reconstituted food stuff that wasn't real food is fascinating to you. Can
I insight that first, whether or not it's truly Netherese food?
Sure, absolutely.
he'd be like, what?
Sure, go for it.
Oh, sorry, rolled off the table, caught it in my hand. But what is it? What am I adding?
Your insight.
That's the one. +1, so a 19.
Ooh.
You're rolling solid today, Niall. Holy shit.
I'm doing all right. I'm like, this is my new favorite die. I'm using this one all the time after this.
Milk is telling the truth.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm going to jot that right down.
Milk may be a font of knowledge for researchers of ancient Netheril. Who knows?
Yeah, Netherese, like reconstituted food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you can, totally make people out of it and stuff. Well,
was that its actual use?
What do you mean?
Is this Prosperous in the background shaking? Like, no.
No, but it totally works. Look, I mean, yeah, it's a little bit more slippery than before, and it's certainly messed up my colouring. But, the whole being able to squeeze through holes and thing is kind of interesting. I kind of like it.
Oh, it's definitely a way to change your body with magic. Anyway, how about I take you down this ship?
Oh, sure. I mean, are you sure you wouldn't rather I just hung around with you, Captain?
She left
Captain.
a while back.
Oh,
It's Batman's you.
totally just threw me off there. Oh, I
And
really
I'm
thought
going
I
to
was
look at you and be
helping.
like, who does that?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Please. What are these things for?
I will answer every question Milk has to the best of my knowledge.
Fantastic.
Great.
I have some questions
Anton
for Flutter.
Well, you two are both there, so yeah. Cal's gone off. Anton and Milk are doing the whole ship buddies thing. Right. What?
Where's that?
That is a sail.
What's that? That's a
another
sail.
And the two of you are left sat on deck.
You seem very knowledgeable about packs, or concerned about packs. I couldn't quite tell. They're kind of the same thing.
I mean, it is a perfectly reasonable thing to be concerned about if someone has made a deal with some sort of unknowable creature.
Can I inside check this sentence?
I mean, none of that was inaccurate.
It is perfectly reasonable thing to be concerned about, especially if you're on a ship with
Yes,
them.
I'm checking whether there's an additional reason behind it.
I would, Grace, you can roll a deception check if you want, if you're trying to keep that part of this.
I'm not deceiving anything. I would be interested to see what Prosperous could glean from
Fine.
this. But
Okay.
I've rolled a
Prosperous not.
22.
Everyone's on fire today.
Reads you like an open book.
The way that Flutter reacted to you talking about gaining an enchanted weapon from a godlike being, and then the way that they reacted to the discussion of Milk having a pact with someone, probably it sounds like this is someone who has had experiences like that. That would be a reasonable thing to ascertain from the way that they've reacted to those things.
I saw you fighting up on the, there, whatever that's called. That's...
Yard.
No, Prosperous genuinely doesn't know. That's not someone who hasn't done that before, really.
Well, I'm a swordsmith in Waterdeep. I forge swords. I use them. I have had some experience with dangerous situations like this before, and I'm wary of them.
That is entirely fair.
But the mast thing, I can just climb, and I'm very very acrobatic.
I saw that. That jump was pretty cool.
Your friend, do you know who he has made a deal with?
Milk, would you have mentioned the name The person that you made a deal with?
I don't think so.
No. There was some sort of eggs in the face situation, and then that was resolved, and now there's somebody else, and I'm not sure who the somebody else is, but there's no longer eggs in the face, so that's a positive outcome, really, from my perspective.
Is he okay?
Oh, he's great. We're gonna go south and open a bar and probably not start a cult.
You do not know who he has got himself tangled up with. You do not know whether they are a devil, a demon, some sort of...
I think the other option was to die, so I'm not judging his choices.
I'm not judging his choices. I'm concerned for his safety.
Oh, what's the difference?
Well, a demon is more interested in pure destruction for destruction's sake. There is an element of chaos to everything that they do, whereas a devil represents order. The devil, when they create pacts, it is more to do with political machinations.
I don't
Do either of
know.
those sound in line with his behavior? Is he more chaotic, do you think, or do you think he is more political?
Both. Although I would argue that going to start a bar is more chaotic than political.
It depends on the bar, surely.
Although if you started a bar in a political city, would that be political? I don't know. This is a really intriguing question.
But this new master has not asked him to do anything.
Not that I'm aware of.
Has not
We haven't
required anything of
We
him.
haven't done anything bad. I don't think.
Okay. Okay. Well, if you're his friend, it is. I'm sure you would keep an eye out on him anyway. But I have had experiences like this, and it is not always as simple as it seems.
That is good to know. Milk is very, I want to use the word nouse, but I don't think Prosperous knows the word nouse. Milk is very good at the talking thing. So I'm sure that if he is in a situation, he will be able to get himself out of it pretty sharpish, if necessary.
That is what I thought. That is what I thought.
As you both get up and as the ship is now travelling towards the Purple Rocks, Flutter, the angle at which you were sat down on the deck, you haven't really sat at that kind of angle before, because for the last couple of months anyway, because why would you? It's a very strange angle to be sat at. And you do notice and recognise a small piece of paper poking out of one of your pockets that was pushed at a certain angle.
If I've been traveling for a few months, have I found one of these pieces of paper?
You have.
Before?
You know what it is.
I have. Okay. I'm going to pull. You see sort of like the Prosperous might see sort of like a little like light up in Flutter's expression, and they like pull the paper out.
Mm-hmm.
And is it the sort of thing where I've like unfold it?
You unfold
or
it, yes.
Is it just like, yeah, okay, I will unfold it.
On the bit of paper it says "boo" in big letters.
Yeah, I think it's that same expression. It's just that like slight sort of melting sort of thing, like the sort of like concern and tension, just sort of like, and they do quite a soppy smile. I would sort of slightly wave the paper at Prosperous. My partner, she has left all of these notes in my clothes and my belongings. I keep finding them.
Prosperous, there's writing on the other side.
Oh, there's something on the. You should turn it. Maybe. That's really sweet, though.
She is my whole heart. Turns it over. What does
It
it say?
says, ha 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 ha, you'll have to keep looking if you want serious ones,
Did Chloe write
Yes.
these? Beautiful.
Chloe wrote all of these inane pieces of love poetry that I've been given. Yes.
She is who I'm going home to.
Oh, that's really nice.
That's why I want to get home fast. I cannot believe that. Can you see where we are? I'm gonna actually try and take a look and see whether, because it looks like the ship changed
The
direction.
ship has
right,
been
and
moving.
started-
People have been there's been people fixing the ship around you. There's also been people making sure the ship is
Around you being the.
ship
Yeah,
shape and
because we're sitting
moving.
in
Yeah.
the deck.
The ship is now
Yeah.
travelling. You don't know what direction ship's travelling in Flutter because you're not really a sea person. But as you look, the ship is. You can see that there is some land in the direction the ship is travelling. There is sort of a bit of jimmying as the ship curves around various and looking over the side, purple rocks, and you click. You've seen these before. It's not like, just to be clear, audience, it's not like, or all of you, it's not like there's like sort of a purple, just like graphically anomalous rock. Like it is a normal looking rock, but it has a weird purple tinge hint to it that gives the purple rocks its name.
Like there's some sort of ore in it that is sort of
Exactly. That is purple. But yes, you're moving around these different rocks, and you can see ahead, you're moving between them. There's these sort of small purple, rocks raging out of the ocean at various points, and you know where you are. You know where you're headed to.
We were here 2 months ago. We are near Uthral.
2 months ago?
Yes.
That's a long way.
We've been blown hugely off course. We should try and find the captain and find out what is going on.
I mean, sure.
I mean-
Should be pleased to see us.
Captain Arnold is definitely steering the ship, so you could all reconvene around Captain Arnold to talk about this if you wanted to.
Oh, I'm steering the ship.
Of course you are. It's your ship.
Not like that.
Yeah, that's how fast ships go in this world, definitely.
Love it.
Yeah. Would Prosperous come too?
Yeah, I follow.
Come and talk to. Yeah. Okay. So would approach up to Cal and just, Captain, we are approaching the Purple Rocks.
Sure, what it looks like.
Are Milk and Anton also joining? Are you all reconvening, or are you both off somewhere else?
That could be where we've made
Great.
our journey
This is
so
real.
far. Like right now, I'm like, that's the captain.
I mean, I feel like I could have guessed that one.
Just from walking around, I thought I might make that one very clear.
So you've all reconvened. Lovely. Thank you.
How could we have been blown off so far, of course, in such a short amount of time?
I'm afraid it seems like we were going much faster than we expected to be, in very much the wrong direction.
Will there be somewhere in the port where we can make dry dock or repair the ship?
I don't quite know the extent of the repairs yet. We haven't been able to see him properly. We may be here for a little while, and of course our journey back is going to be somewhat extended from what it was.
I mean, I'm in no rush. I'm on holiday.
Right.
What can we see? Does it look like?
Yeah,
Can
we
we see
can,
the
yeah.
island?
What you can see with the ship is heading towards are these small spires of rock that poke out of the water. Some of them are quite short, as in, like, we're talking maybe a couple of feet here, a couple of feet there, that appear to be part of a larger underwater formation of rock. But there are some that are quite large, but they're not really habitable. If you've seen some of the rock spires around Cornish coastline and the Hebrides, that sort of thing, we're talking Scotland. We are talking like very sharp crags of rock rock that poke out of the water at sometimes slightly sort of ominous angles. But
like the needles.
a bit like the needles, but purple. Yeah. Basically, there's somewhere there's like a little arch formed, or there's quite a solid like chunk of rock. And then there is some growth on top of, some earth on top of. But the only people who could really live there or move there are crows and seagulls. Like it's not some puffins. Like it's not. This is not very habitable territory as far as you can tell, but these spires of rock are poking out of the water, not like all around you like you're clustered in. It's more like you can see one, a couple of miles over that way, there's another one, then there's a cluster of them a mile over that way, and the ship is moving between them very carefully. Looking into the water, you can see that under the water there is a lot of this quite purplish tinged rock in various places. The ship is very expertly navigating through to make sure it doesn't take any damage.
Captain, do you think that the elemental energy of this area had anything to do with the storm? Is that likely?
Elemental energy of this area?
The purple rocks are called the purple rocks because the rock is purple and suffused with an ore. This ore, it burns hotter and brighter when fired than most other coal or ore of a similar nature, so it is very useful for things like forging, which is why Flutter was here.
Is it like elemental magic?
Not especially. It's not really a magical thing. It's more of a geography thing. But it's a perfectly fair assumption to make, Flutter. There's no mistake there. Like,
So that is a misunderstanding on my part.
There ain't usually any kind of elemental storms around here. Not as long as I've been sailing. Hopefully we won't be again.
Well, I mean, unless it's looking for one of you.
Excuse me?
Well, good news. It's definitely looking for one of you.
Can you be more specific?
Yes. My god says that the swarm followed us because it was looking for one of you.
You spoke to Shantae?
I just speak to Shantae.
Oh, have fun. How are they doing?
Really well.
That's nice.
Well, actually, she said she had to end another call to come speak to me, so I'm not sure she was very well. But
complicated.
Well, you know, gods are gods. They've got to do their duties.
Did she say why a storm would be chasing one of these people?
Well, I don't know. She just said that it wasn't a coincidence that we have connections to Netheril. Or coincidences do happen sometimes, but not often. And some other words that I've forgotten. And she really likes my sword, so everything's great. Good.
Well, as long as she likes your sword.
I'm sure there was more to it than that I've forgotten.
You appear on my ship. The storm starts chasing us, but your god said, definitely nothing to do with you.
I mean, how do we know it's got nothing to do with you, grumpy lady?
I think Flutter would sort of turn and go, Captain.
Ooh. Captain Grumpy.
Oh, sorry, are you talking to me?
Yeah, just like if you speak to Cal like that, would just sort of turn and go, Captain.
Well, respect goes both ways.
Yeah.
Anton's feeling very hot under the collar during this conversation. It's like,
PvP.
what's going on?
Look, it's been a stressful day and the captain's ship is badly damaged. I'm sure we all could do with a little bit of rest and some time to assist with the repairs. Is that not right? Before letting tensions overspill.
Of course. But, Captain, do you have any links to Netherese?
I ain't never seen any of these.
Insight check.
There are these things before.
Dirty 20 on my insight.
Cal, you can roll a deception check if you like.
So,
shit!
So there is a sort of connection, but like it doesn't seem like that would be relevant. But Chris, if you want,
do I think you're lying?
I think okay.
No, to think that that's relevant.
I think there's an intriguing.
That seems like
there's an intriguing connection here that I think is worth working through.
Okay, I'll have a blink of like could it be, and then just be like
it's a blink of could it be, and roll a deception check to hide the blink of could it be if you want to.
Yeah. That's good. am I not good at deception? Damn it, give me one minute. 14.
Milk, you catch an element of could it be?
It's just a bit uncertain.
A moment of uncertainty that feels very removed. Like it might be there is a connection, but it's not obvious.
Okay.
She goes back to blaming everyone else. To me, no, they are to blame. Yeah, the grumpiness towards the two of you is the genuine, like, she's like suspicious, like it seems most logical. She's not like trying to have a go, like.
Since this exchange has led to a suggestion of helping move the ship around and get things sorted, are people going to genuinely go and help and try and get things sorted to get Uthral faster? Says your DM.
No, I was just trying to diffuse
Would Milk? I'm assuming Milk is not going to say anything about what he's ascertained about what Cal was saying.
No, I will keep that to myself for the time.
Grand.
Yeah, cool.
Are you all going to head off? Let this moment defuse?
Anton's gonna just, whilst everybody's being quiet, Anton's just gonna go, what's in the cargo?
Ooh.
Oh yeah, shit. It's probably fine. Yeah.
Just like looking with his eyes down, like he didn't want to ask the question, but now he's asking it.
Cal definitely, again, has this moment of like, what? Oh, what? No. Anyway.
What makes you ask that, Anton? Buddy.
Old buddy, old pal.
Well, I have previous experience with maybe living with people who don't necessarily, for lack of a better word, they'll be the laws of the land, or you know, stretch them anyway. And you know, I'm just, you know, aware that we're transporting something quite heavy, so I just thought I'd ask about it.
Is it something that might be useful in repairing a floating city?
Anton, have you got a mending spell?
Not for a while, no.
I don't suppose there's no one else on.
Captain, are you carrying anything that would be putting us at risk of any kind? Other than, you know, myself?
If I am, I will find out.
You didn't check? Am I putting it on the ship?
In my line of business, it's often best not to ask too many questions.
Yes, but a few questions, Captain.
Like how much I'm getting paid for it?
Specifically,
Ask those kind of
what is it?
questions.
Fair enough. Should we check? I feel like we should check.
I would like to check. I would like the fact that we've checked not to be obvious.
Sure, we can do it carefully.
I
I could
think-
do that very easily.
I have a teleporting squid as well. We'll be fine.
All right. And I can trust that word of this won't spread beyond this group. Look at them all. They seem trustworthy.
Yeah, they do.
I mean,
That's lucky. We all got
who are we going to tell?
Gesturing to the open sea.
And the crew of 25 plus, I think it's 4 remaining officers who may have a thing or two to say about it. There is
And who are just about to make landfall.
No
Well,
one.
loyal,
That's
though,
who. Yes, it's fine. Everything's fine. Can we
Can I
head
insight
down?
check? Everything's fine.
That wasn't a character. That was.
Stop insight checking everything.
Everything's fine.
I want to insight check Harmony.
Are some of you going to go and check the boxes that were picked up in Fireshare? Lovely. Is other people going to help out with getting the ship to Uthral as quickly as possible?
I am happy to help with any repairs that require heavy lifting or large hammering or...
All right. You can go and find Harlek, who will gladly put you in with helping with heavy lifting and hammering.
If it involves hanging off the edge of the ship, I'll be even happier.
It could do. Why not? Yeah, there'll be some hanging off the edge of the ship. Why not?
Yeah.
No, you didn't like water.
Who said I don't like water?
I don't know. Clearly, no one.
I don't like being in.
Like,
Emma
clearly that was
Emma
something
doesn't
I
like
made
being
up.
in small spaces with water, but hanging off the edge of the ship in water, that's fine.
Very big space. Really.
Yeah.
Lots of swinging. Yeah, you're fine. Does Flutter have any reason to think that the ability to work metal would be useful to repairs to the ship, or is it mostly woodwork?
It would be woodwork and metal rivets mostly.
Okay, cool. So Flutter would go to assist.
Lovely. So Anton and Milk are going to look at the cargo then, I presume?
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly look at my spell and make sure I can do this nicely.
Okay. As you go down, Cal, you stay at the wheel. You have to. Stefan could steer you into Utheral, but considering all the weirdness that's gone on, you're probably more comfortable making sure that you're in charge of this. As you are steering the ship through and making your way to Utheral, how do you experience your god getting in touch with you?
Angrily?
Yeah.
I get an itchy nose.
Itchy nose. You get an itchy nose.
Not impressed. Just like, don't say anything, just like.
I don't know how many times I can knock.
And stop knocking.
You're still an agent of mine in this world, Cal. Even if you want to ignore it and forget it, you are.
Is there something you want? Something you want to tell me about magical storms and nethery cities floating around?
As always, I need your help.
Doing what?
It would be good if you went back.
To the storm?
Yes.
Right. And do what exactly? Get blown to pieces?
No, there's more going on here than you think.
What do you need? What's it to do with you?
If I told you everything, I can't tell you everything.
You want me to go back there on faith?
Yes.
Got a lot of people to look after.
So do I.
Look, you know I need you, I know I need you. Do you know how many people I'm gonna lose if I do this?
Do I have to talk to you again about the greater good?
Right, I can always rely on you to do what's needed for your greater good. That's something.
I'm sorry that you can't see it.
Gotta give me something else. What do we do when we get there? Sail into a storm? Something.
Go inside.
Really, right, okay.
Yes.
These new passengers I picked up, they anything to do with you? Part of some grand, greater good plan?
No. Wonderfully, there is such thing as a coincidence.
Right.
I have faith in you, Cal.
That must be nice for you.
The feeling goes away.
There's a I want to punch something!
I mean, Stefan's right there. Don't punch Stefan.
Do not punch Stefan.
And a shark face.
Run-there shark face, but yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I will certainly not. I'm just gonna like punch the air and look really pissed off and keep steering.
Fair. Anton, Milk, if you look through the cargo... Anton, what spell were you going to use to look through the cargo?
Well, I was going to get a crowbar on the way, because just touching the crate won't work, but Identify will.
Yes.
So ritual cast Identify on each, after opening each crate. Like, checking each crate as
That's
well,
fine.
because... Like, there it might be different things in each one. So it's going to take a few hours.
Yeah, that's fine. But you're a few hours away from Utheral, and that means we can finish up as we arrive. You and Milk going through these crates and having a look at them. It's bars of adamantine. It's a very valuable metal, and the trade of it is very highly regulated, so it's obvious why this is being smuggled. But there's nothing special about this adamantine. It is literally just a very, very strong metal that, if you make it into armor, blocks critical hits. That's what adamantine does. So, yeah, that's...
Did I know that? And I forgot that I did actually know that, because I've got it written down in my notes. Like, did the Duergar just tell us what
Probably.
it was?
It sounds like the kind of thing I would throw in.
But it was adamantine.
Yeah, I said it was adamantine, yeah.
Okay, maybe I just didn't believe them.
So, looking through this, there's nothing in this cargo that would specifically draw the ire of a floating storm city. So, no, nothing major from it.
And we're thorough.
And you're thorough. Yes, you don't need to roll for this. You can take your time and be thorough. There is nothing in the crates. But as you...
Apart from adamantine.
Apart from lots of bars of adamantine. As you...
How big are the bars?
About...
I will pocket myself a bar.
Sure.
Do I see that? Because if I see that,
let's have
I
a
will
stealth check or a sleight of hand check. I'm fine with either.
Believe you're doing this!
So I'll just costume myself into the captain. Just obviously not the captain, but just elaborately changing costume and have Melinaway just appear sort of over there and sort of crash into something. Just as a slight sense of distraction while I slide one in my coat.
You've only got to beat 15.
That's pretty high.
Mel can give you advantage.
That's a 24.
Yeah, you pocket an adamantine bar. It's not obvious that it's gone. Anton, you do not see that. You do see Melanoe, though. You've seen the floating squid familiar that is Milk's other half, but yes, there is a floating squid.
I give it a gentle hello.
Wow.
Bob.
That's the only reason I interacted with it. I just wanted to hear Chris go, wow. Before I kill it, I kill the squid. No, I'm joking.
Right.
Well, as you are mucking about below deck, and Prosperous Flutter, as you are providing bodily strength and your skills to fix the ship, ahead of you, you can see a pair of islands hoving into view. Flutter, you recognise them both. Utheral and Trisk are quite recognisable. Again, they have this sort of quite rocky exterior to them. Both have a rocky rise in the centre, but they are larger, and more of the land around them looks more stereotypically islandy. There is more earth, more grass growing, some small woodland, but nothing major. It's mostly windswept crags and that kind of heathy look around it. The town on Utheral, the main one that you are heading towards, which is also the main dock of these parts. Just getting the name right. Hang on. Vilkstead, thank you. So Vilkstead on Utheral as you head towards it. This town takes up most of the island because the island is not large. And as you move towards it into view, you can see it's got these kind of cobbled streets, a quite sort of British seaside town look about it, a small promenade to one side, a large dock on the other side of the where the ships can come into it. What you notice as you approach is there are about 5 ships in dock already. And all of them look quite severely damaged. And that's where we're going to pick up after our break.
Wonder what they've encountered.
Anyway, join us in about 5-10 minutes for the next half of Sea of Swords Forsaken. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Probably unrelated. It's probably just...
And we're back. Hey everyone, welcome to Sea of Swords Forsaken, episode 2, part 2. So, you are arriving in the city of damn it, the way I've written it down is Vikstead, thank you. You're arriving in Vilkstead.
You like Vilk damn it, Can we get to Vilk damn it? It's like the sister city.
You are arriving in the city of Vilkstead on the island of Utheral. You note that the dock is full of very damaged ships. One has its mast snapped in two, like it is very definitely damaged and broken ships. However, as you sail past them into this dock, you do also notice that some of the damage on these ships is not done by the storm. To put it more specifically, you do see cannonball damage, you do see blood being washed off decks, that sort of thing as well. The docks are on the far side of the bay. They're on the far side of this quite long promenade across the front. There isn't so much a beach as there is sort of pebbles all over the seafront, a British beach. And there are also some on this promenade that sort of seems to extend across the front of the city, some small piers that come off, but they're definitely not for boats. They appear to be sort of pleasure piers, stand out, look around, that sort of thing. None of this is very large. The whole island is maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles long, 2 miles wide. Like, it is not a big space at all. But as the Bluebottle curves into harbour and finds place to dock, you are able to disembark into the town of Vilkstead. What would everyone like to do? Because obviously there's some things that need to happen. Cal, I'm looking particularly at you. There's some captaincy things that need to be sorted. Has anyone got anything particular they want to dive into?
I have a quick question.
Hit me.
The last time we were here to drop off and / pick up Flutter, what did we learn about the town or city of Vilkstead?
Vilkstead is a small city. It is mostly supported and run by trade. It's mostly a place people stop off on the way around this part of the sea because there's not a lot of stuff around here. But if, for example, you were heading further south to Raurin or even further south all the way to the Moonshays, this might be a stop-off point if you wanted to have a journey further to the north, so up towards Fireshear or even to Luskan if you wanted to. It is also a safe harbour. It's a place people can hang out. There is tourist trade. Not a lot of it because not many people travel this far, but it is basically sustained by people travelling through here. There is some trade on the island of the Purple Rock itself, but it isn't like... It's not supremely powerful enough to warrant a huge amount of it being packaged and taken off the island. It's just a quirk of the nearby area.
Cool. Well, in that case, I'll probably reassure Cal that the cargo is pretty safe. There's nothing untowards with that, and then probably suggest to the other three that maybe we should get some like nice things to eat for the next week, like fruit and stuff, and maybe we should look for a new chef. He says quite like grimacing, like he didn't want to say it, but he's hungry and he wants the food to run nicely, and he's like, maybe we should look again at the chef.
Also, there are all of these ships in the dock. It would be good to find out what has been going on, whether others have encountered the same problems as we have.
As the ship docks and a plank is placed between the ship and the wharf and you're able to walk off into the dock area, you do see a figure walking out toward the docks towards you. Cal, you are aware that Ethel, the mayor of Vilkstead, does come out and greet every ship that enters in the harbour. That's how rare they are, but also keeps people who come in abreast of what's currently going on and what's happening. So she is already coming down the wharf and is going to be walking onto the docks and across onto the ship, unless anyone stops her, which I wouldn't recommend.
That's Ethel with a TH.
Ethel with a TH. She, her.
She, her. Thank you.
Like the chemical.
Or
like part of a chemical when it's combined with...
It's spelled with an E, so it's not like ethyl nitrate, yeah.
Oh.
Captain, correct me if I'm wrong, but are those cannon holes in that ship across the bay there? Like, in the side, you see? Like,
it is alarmingly busy around here today.
I don't know much about the world of pirates, I'm sorry, I mean commuters and trade vessels is what I meant to say. Is there a hierarchy of danger? And if so, where would you say that you rank on said hierarchy?
We do not have cannons on this ship. This is a sailing ship.
Do you have enemies, is I suppose what I'm getting at?
We're maybe their enemies. They ain't my enemies. I don't have a problem with them until they make a problem.
That is what enemies are, that's true. That club, would it be populous? Would you say? Is there a room somewhere with people lent in going, that bastard Cal?
I do not believe so.
Good to know.
I hope not.
The mayor has walked on board the ship and has sort of kicked it in the side briefly, or right off that is, and walks over. Captain Arnold?
Mayor Ethel?
I see you've made your way through the blockade then. That's good, that's good.
I didn't notice a blockade as such.
No, looks more like storm damage to me.
We encountered something weird out there.
Oh, this storm thing that's going round as well, yeah. Hey, it's a bad time to be on the Purple Rocks, I'll tell you that for free.
These other ships saw the same thing?
Some of them. Most of them have some kind of storm damage, but also some kind of cannon damage, and they talk about some new lot of pirates. New lot of pirates in these waters who seem to always know where everyone's coming and going from. It's a bad time to be around here, I'll tell you that.
They were all heading this way, or they got blown this way?
Some got blown, some got gone. Ships that leave here don't seem to be coming back at the moment, so God, I hope you brought something to trade. No? Just here to take the sights and, well,
we
that's
did
dandy.
not intend to be back here so soon, no offense to you.
No, not at all,
Very
not at
nice
all.
town.
Yeah, we quite understand. Well, that is a, welcome to Vilkstead. Help yourself, I suppose. God. And turns, like, this is quite normal. Ethel is quite brusque, and she sort of, again, walks off the deck, bit grumpy. There are a couple of people with her who are sort of bow politely and give you a nod, and they also turn and go, and you are left to your own devices.
Wait. Storms, pirates, I presume everyone had that.
Oh, yeah. Ethel is not quiet.
Yeah.
Did we go to some of the other ships, Captain, and ask perhaps on some of the ones with the cannon hulls from what you were saying, Milk?
That would be useful, actually. Finding out what they saw, how they got away. Any kind of descriptions, locations, how they ended up here.
Okay. Are people splitting off into groups to go and do individual things, or are you all going as one group to check things out? What's the plan?
Do you all want to do? There is someone that I would like to see again while I am here, but that can happen afterwards. What do you want to do?
I was gonna suggest if you are free to do as you wish, of course, as passengers, but if you did want to make any inquiries, that'd be helpful. The crew here will be quite busy.
Anton mentioned about going to find a cook, so going to find a cook and some food, that could be Anton's job for the time being. That's perfectly grand. Anyone going with?
I mean, I don't know the word yet, but I'm going to turn to Prosperous and be like, there's a thing that I think as part of, so we've got like time where we don't have a thing to do. And I don't know, I feel like I want to go and see the things of this place and stand near them and be like, gosh, aren't they things I've not seen before? Do you know what I mean?
Sightseeing.
That would be a way of putting it, absolutely.
Shall I summon Eloise and then we can see them faster?
Great. Let's head into town and make some friends.
Cool. Give me
and yeah, we'll happily look for a
10
cook.
minutes.
I mean, I'm going to start walking. It's right there, Prosperous. I mean, it's, your legs are fine.
Maybe Eloise wants to see it too.
Eloise is essentially fictional.
That's not true. Eloise is a fey spirit.
Eloise is much like Melanoe.
I will walk behind Milk, slowly casting Fine steed.
You're summoning Eloise, your steed. What will Eloise be summoned in the form of?
A warhorse, obviously.
A warhorse.
Maybe a dinosaur.
Seriously, you can do that.
Maybe a small riding dinosaur.
Although the hadrosaurs, who saw?
Hadrosaur.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, sure.
Hadrosaur.
Walking behind Milk, you can walk at the same speed. Yeah, you can walk at the same speed that Milk is walking, unless Milk starts running like full pelt, which I don't see why Milk would. So you can be casting while holding polite conversation, but not doing anything too strenuous. So yeah, that's perfectly fine. You start summoning Eloise.
She'll be here any second, in about 10 minutes.
Okie dokie.
So Milk and Prosperous head out into the cobbled streets of Vilkstead.
You guys are going to...
And you as well. I'm just going to head into town and see what can be seen, I suppose. Make some inquiries.
So you're going to go talk to the other ships?
Oh no, I was going to go more into where the town is.
Actually, it's decisive.
Well, maybe you guys find a chef to hire.
Oh god, you're sending Milk and Prosperous to find the chef. Oh my god, okay.
That's someone on the ship. Yeah, would you prefer that someone from the ship actually hired someone?
If there are any
we're very good at
chef
people.
candidates, don't make any deals with anyone. Just see if anyone's interested, potentially.
We're very good at making deals with people.
Okay.
And do we send them here?
What characteristics
send them
do you
over.
think are important aside from cooking? Like,
I mean, clearly you're not good judges of chef character.
I loved that last chap's food. It was very unfortunate.
It wriggled when you ate
I
it.
love a wriggle. Mmm.
We'll see if we can do
This
you better.
stage, probably just someone who's maybe very keen to get away from here would be good.
Okay. Chef. We can do this.
Okay, so Prosperous and Milk are looking for a chef while also doing some sightseeing. Lovely.
On a hadrosaur.
On a hadrosaur, which will be over there in 10 minutes. Lovely. Anton, Flutter potentially as well. You were going to go, Cal, talk to the other ships?
Yeah. More details.
Okay.
Yeah. If we have time, I might. Well, depending on what.
Oh, the ship will need to be fixed and will take at least half a day, if not longer. So you'll have plenty of time on Utheral before you need to leave. So if you want to go and see the person you were here with last time, that is your prerogative and you will have time to. No problem at all. Lovely. So, Cal, Anton, and Flutter, let's do this first. You move off. There are other ships docked on the same dock that you are with gangplanks. You could easily walk up and down, or there's others further to the side. You can find one that has some storm damage and some, definite battle damage if you want to, very quickly and easily. On the side is written the Sirocco.
Is there anyone about who I can hail?
There are quite a lot of people on the dock. There's quite a few people transporting goods on and off ships. Mostly, you can tell people going on and fixing ships. There's a lot of work going on. The dockmaster is shouting out orders from various different points around the far side of the wharf. So there are quite a few people around being directed. You do, Cal, get a sort of... Harlak will walk over to the dockmaster and start talking to them, and between them start hashing out the repairs, and we'll probably come to you with a bill at some point, but you're used to this. This is how this tends to go.
Yeah.
As Harlak goes to do this, she will turn to you and... Should I also find more, people?
Can we hold off on that just a little while? I'll get back to you.
No problem. And she will walk off, talk to the dockmaster, and start getting repairs sorted anyway. The three of you can walk onto a ship. You can see there's various sailors moving on and off ships quite quickly. A lot of traffic, a lot of movement.
Excuse me, you're captain around?
Oh, yes, head back. And we'll point up onto the deck of the ship, and there is this ship, the Sirocco, much like your own, has a rear deck with a captain's quarter underneath it, so it has very easy access to obvious captain's quarters.
Seems a bit rude. Going on someone's ship.
You can go and knock. It's like a house. I mean, ship politics would be knocking on a door is like knocking on a house door. It's...
We're permission to board and all that. I will go and we'll I'll get the directions and then go to the captain's quarters.
Cool. If you knock on the door, you get a, "Hey, what about And then a figure comes to the door. It's a rather scruffy-looking guy. Just opens the door. Hat's at a cocky angle. Hey, help you?
Hi, I'm Captain Arnold of the Bluebottle.
All right,
We just
hello.
docked, had some trouble with a purple lightning storm.
Oh, a storm. Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
Wondered if you'd had a similar experience to us.
Oh,
Storm come out of nowhere,
Well, we
suddenly veered towards us.
did. It sort of attacked us out of nowhere, came driving through, and then just pushed us off course. And then we were like limping back here to Utherall, and then these pirates came up as well. It's pretty bad. We just come out Utherall and all.
That storm looked like it was following you, like unnatural-like.
No, it was a fucking storm, innit? Just got turned up and stuff.
Lightning and magical what's it?
Why would it? Storms don't follow people. You're right.
Yeah.
What color was the lightning that struck around the ship?
Oh, it's purple. It's weird colours, and there were these stars that came out. There were these like fucking rock people and shit. Sorry. Hold that together.
So it was a magical storm.
Oh, definitely. Aye. I know all about that, Jack. It definitely was.
Sure.
Anton like grimaces at this man saying he knows all about magic.
Is that not the same question that I just asked?
You literally just asked? Yeah. Mm-hmm. No.
I was slightly confused by this. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that meaningful, Chris, or I just...
No, it's just me trying to do it to a character.
Okay. You're just doing the character. Okay, I was like, my God, doesn't even know. And the pirates.
Oh yeah, just as we were limping out and clearly like having some trouble, like working our way back towards Utherall, then out of nowhere this ship came and like just attacked us and took all our stuff. There's the local ones. There've been some problems apparently. I heard about them a few times. There's this big lady called Annie, and the group is called the Water Rat. There's a big ship of angry pirates.
What kind of flag they fly and what they look like?
It's a skull. It's a classic like skull and a crossbones thing, but the skull's a rat skull. Ship's called the Rat Queen.
They said it was called the Water Rat.
No, that's what they call themselves.
Oh, right, okay.
It's a group, you know.
It's kind of obvious flag, isn't it?
Well, I don't think pirates are trying to obviously be pirates, you know?
Yeah, apparently not. That'd be weird.
I side-eye the captain at that point.
I feel like technically Cal
weird,
is a smuggler, not a pirate. He is not stealing other people's...
Has Cal attacked another ship, murdered people, and taken their ship? Then you're not a pirate. It's fine.
Not yet. No.
Not yet. Yeah, there's always time.
Definitely haven't done that before.
Yeah. These pirates, did they have any magical abilities that might have suggested that they had anything to do with the storm, or was it more that they were just opportunists?
Oh, I had not thought of that. I had not made that connection.
But you seem so quick.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. No, I didn't think there was like a massive connection between the two. It was weird, you know. The moment that we got out, the moment we were like, might be in a bit of trouble, they turned up, which is pretty big coincidence if you ask me.
It could be following the storm, picking off ships that are shooting away from it. Sorry, Anton, Rain. What was your name?
You're right. Captain Sawtooth.
Sawtooth.
Aye.
Anton stifles a laugh.
That's my name. What about it?
Nothing. No, nothing.
I come from a long line of Sawtooth, I'll have you know.
Yeah, your teeth just...
You should see a dentist
sharp
about that.
Oh, it's not. Sorry, it's not descriptive. It's a name.
Sometimes names are descriptive. Depends where you come from. Anyway.
Right.
Nice to meet you. I'm Flutter of Wings.
Good night.
Quick question. So, how did you escape the pirates?
Oh, we didn't.
They just let you go.
You are here.
They took
their cargo.
Aye, they took our stuff. They took what we were taking out of Utherall, which wasn't much either.
They're after.
But yeah, they took our stuff. They killed a few people. Got to get a new crew together now. Got barely a skeleton left. They left us enough to get back to port, and the big lady, Annie, she said, like, let everybody know it's our fucking waters, so, you know, I think there was a message.
Okay. How many of their crew?
It was like 50.
50 crew members.
Summit.
And how big was the ship?
About as big as yours. Maybe a little bit bigger. I mean, it had cannons.
Yeah. So there was 50 crew members. Annie sounds like she's the captain.
Hey, seemed to be.
What a rats. And did any of them display magical abilities?
Oh, there were spells, aye. Some things being cast.
Okay, but mostly sailors and...
Oh,
fighters,
yeah, it
I
wasn't like a ship of wizards or something. I mean, where'd you find a ship of wizards around here?
It would be ridiculous.
I know. Almost like you had all the player characters in one boat or something.
That would be strange.
Any particular spells they use to disable you or anything?
No, they seem to be able to travel very quick, so I'm guessing they were using magic to drive the ship forward in some way. But there wasn't like an obvious like... Nah, it wasn't like big like fireballs and shit. It was more like just stuff, you know?
Sounds like they might have a sorcerer or a druid on board, maybe.
Right. You are very well informed.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure meeting you, Captain Sawtooth.
I mean, it's mutual. I mean, if you're heading out again, which, by the way, I wouldn't recommend, but if you are, can you let me know so I can go with you? So if there's, like, any problems, we could maybe, like, you know, confuse them, throw their fire.
Anton looks towards the captain, yeah, like, this is a good idea.
I mean, I'm going to have to build an entirely new crew, and there's not a lot of people around here, so I might have to wait for other ships to come in that are more damaged. Or maybe we could form one, like, super crew. That might be an idea.
If we had a fleet, pirates would be less likely to attack us.
Sorry, it was super
if
crew.
We teamed up with
Why is
super
that checking the score? Like, oh my god, you kids.
There doesn't seem to be anything for him to lie about at the minute, unless have you been coming in and out often, or have you just?
Oh, we do Utheral, we do Trisk, we go down to Araran, sometimes all the way to the Moonshares, but no, I ain't been on the coast in a long time. No.
Sure. Has there been anyone else that you have spoken to on the in the dock who has any more information?
It's all the same story, really. So, like, you go out, you come back, and when you come back, it's like you normally, if you do encounter the storm, past 2 weeks or so, if you do encounter the storm, then you don't know where you are, for one, and for two, when you do manage to get back somewhere, you get attacked by pirates every time.
See, we did not see any pirates. Has there been anyone else who... Well, yes. But has there been anyone else who has encountered the storm, but without the pirate following?
There were a couple of weeks ago, but since the last couple of, week or so, week and a half, no.
Oh.
Is this the first time you've met the pirates?
I mean, I didn't recognize any of them, no.
Do I believe, sorry, what pronouns does this person use?
Him.
Do I believe him?
Roll inside check.
When he says that?
Can you just clarify that 2 weeks, week and a half thing?
Sure.
There wasn't and there wasn't.
The storm appears to have been causing problems for about 2 weeks-ish for people in this context, and the piratical issues appear to be about a week and a half old.
Okay.
22 on the inside.
This person doesn't have much of a sense of guile about them, just as a human.
I just wanted to check. Yeah. Right. I mean, it seems on the up and up. Captain, how would you like to proceed?
Let me know about your plans and about the super crew idea. I'm a fan of that one.
It's not a bad plan. Maybe worth you talking to some of the other ships here about it as well.
I will get on that. I mean, if you can afford to wait a week, maybe we'll have enough people by that point to crew one ship.
We may be making our own plans, but I will let you know.
You're very kind,
Thank
Captain.
you. Nice to meet you, Captain. Thank you.
Cool. Milk, Prosperous, you were heading into town. As you start walking down the promenade at the front of Vilkstead, suddenly a Hadrosaur version of Eloise appears behind you. You do get quite a lot of kids running over going, "Oh, what's that?" And they're sort of running around, getting very excited about your hadrosaur, which none of them have ever seen anything like before. They do start sort of poking around it, and is Eloise like happy to be?
Yeah, she's friendly. Oh, Eloise, who's a good girl. How was the Feywilds? She can talk to me in my head. She's telepathic.
This body you've Interesting. It's different. I'll give you that. It's very different.
On a scale of 1 to 5, how do you feel about it compared to, like, elk, warhorse?
No. I would say that the lot of the weight's in the back, and I'm not used to the weight. I mean, and she does do the sort of hadrosaur lift off, where because most of the weight is in the tail and hindquarters, and just is suddenly up on two legs. And, this is very exciting. I don't know. It's gone from a 2 to a 4.
Where's a warhorse?
Pretty average. Being an elk's fun because of the antlers, they look majestic, but I am very fragile as an elk, as I think you noticed.
I did notice that you were fragile as an elk. Everyone noticed.
Well, there you have it. Well, this is great now. I can stand up. And as she rears up, the kids around just, yay, start running around and doing it, rearing up around her. A lot of people, little kids having a lot of good time. A lot of parents now come in and going, get away from that, and just moving people out of the way.
It's fine. She's sentient and not harmful.
All right, that's fine. Yeah. Start moving their kids away with kind of, sure, that dog seems fine, and just start moving their kids away. Yeah.
Right, Milk, where do you want to go? Eloise is here now.
What does it look like? Is it a poor place, or are there
roll me
bright lights, big city?
Sure. Roll me a interesting, just a flat intelligence check, I think, for this. No, it's wisdom, isn't it? Flat wisdom check.
Flat wisdom.
Yes, please. Lower DC because not using a skill bonus.
That would be a 3.
You can't really tell the prosperity of this place. There are larger houses down towards the seafront, and there is this sense of like slight opulence, like the guardrails and the bars are all very well maintained and looked after, but you do also get a slight sense from it that maybe this used to be moneyed, but with a 3 you don't get a lot about this space now.
How are the people around us dressed? Are they sort of...
Not particularly well. Like, it's not like rags, but it is people wearing, like, clothes that could clearly use a bit of a touch-up. This is not a well-travelled island, and new cloth, new fabric probably isn't that easy to come by.
I will announce to whoever has stood around, my friends, we are travellers from afar with more money than sense. Please direct us where we may relieve ourselves of it.
Oh, all right. And people start gesturing around. You do see that on the seafront, there is this sort of row of slightly dilapidated shops where quite clearly some of them are selling things that no one is buying. And there are the places that seem to be a bit more active, a bit more hubbub, are a couple of what look like... You'd be aware of the concept of a coffee shop, the idea of a place people would sit and have drinks and talk, but these have a slightly more quaint air to them. There's these sort of like rows, these like trays that stack on top of each other with various small cakes and sandwiches on them. I mean, you don't know what a tea shop is, but there's a couple of tea shops on the seafront because this is a British harbour town and we're doing British harbour towns, goddammit.
Okay. And if you were looking for a chef, I guess we're looking for restaurants and bars as well.
Mm-hmm. There's nothing for the food. There's nothing for the connoisseur of buying food other than tea shops that seem to sell sandwiches and that sort of thing.
Well, that is our direction. I think I don't know what they're selling down there. Those tiny little things, but it looks like food. Chefs, food. That direction. What do you say, Prosperous?
Perfect. Hop on, and I jump onto Eloise and swing you up behind. Right. Off you go, Eloise.
Righto. Broom, broom. Eloise starts running off and you're there. Like, it's a small island as described. Like, you take like 4 steps and you're there.
I probably didn't need to summon Eloise, but we're having so much fun.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure to see Eloise.
There is a horse bar outside this tea shop that there's no horses on because there's clearly not many horses, if any, here.
Well, off you go, Eloise. Roam. Don't get lost.
All right. Eloise will roam.
I can summon her back telepathically when I need her.
tea shop.
As you walk into the tea shop, a bell is knocked and there's a ding ding as you walk in. There are a couple of tables, about 4, not a big place, laid out, and there are an older couple behind the bar, both him. He walks around with a hello, welcome to our establishment. What can I get the both of you? We're like, don't rush them. Give them time. There's a menu on the wall.
Pancakes.
Oh, a connoisseur. Well, we can certainly give those a go, can't we? Yes, they're on the wall, and the one behind turns and there's a stove literally behind him and just starts cooking. You're not quite sure what is happening, but there's a lot of pots and pans. And well, while you wait for your pancakes, can I offer you a table? Maybe a cup of tea. We're very known for our teas.
I want to have a look at the menu on the wall before I sit down.
There's your standard variety: eggs, chips, bacon, beans in various combinations that look like they were probably the same thing, but with like various iterations thereof. They all have very elaborate names that are basically variations on the word breakfast.
Okay.
There's also a list of pancake and waffle options underneath, and a selection of teas. The tea list is longer than the rest, and most of the teas have a very strange sort of seaside nature to them, like heather tea is mentioned. There's a pebble tea, would you believe? There's a seaweed tea as well, things like that.
And the person who started the cooking, how fit do they look?
Both of them are, I mean,
not attractive, like health.
Oh, they're both like
they sounded old.
They're both sexy old people, no question. But they are also both in their like 70s or so. Humans-ish. You can't tell, probably humans, but in their 70s.
Do you know where we might be able to hire a cook for our ship?
Oh well. Oh, you're looking for someone. You're looking for someone new. Well, there's all sorts of options of people. The town is full of people. There's lots of people looking to get off, especially now that all the trade has dried up and the whole town's going to the dogs. Don't say it's going to the dogs. It's lovely. I'm sorry, it's lovely. But yes, you sure you'll probably find someone to help you. What sort of cook are you looking for?
Someone who can actually cook things.
Ah, well, that might be more a problem, you see, because anyone who can cook seems to leave pretty quickly. Well, anyone who can leaves pretty quickly. Stop telling people they're leaving. It's a lovely place. I mean, it's a lovely place.
All right, okay, let's make this simpler. Milk, feel free to chime in. Where would we go to find these people, and we will assess their cooking ability once we've found them?
Oh, well, people seem to walk around the pier front most days. There's people around. You could look in various shops, or you could probably ask around. We're looking for a cook, that sort of thing. The door opens and the bell rings. There we go. And a figure steps into the establishment, looks around, sees the two of you, and sits down at your table. She is relatively middle-aged. It's very hard to gauge her age because a lot of coverings and shrouded.
Hello! Don't you know we're practicing social distancing? You'll need to sit over there.
No, it's not Corona on Israel.
It's so weird listening to you describing like a coffee shop. I'm like, but you can't just. It's really weird.
But yeah, she sits down at your table, and as she does sit down, she places her leg out to give herself a bit more room, and as she does, and as it impacts the ground, you can hear a slightly wooden clonk as it goes down.
Oh, hello. Nice to meet you, strange person who's sitting at our table.
Hello.
What?
I heard
the fuck?
you. Oh, I'm so sorry. If you like me, I can depart.
What?
I don't know yet. I haven't made up my mind, but so far, feeling a little bit invaded. Just here,
I heard.
hanging out with my friend. What is this?
She leans forward, puffs on a pipe she was holding. See, I heard you were looking for a cook.
How did you
How
hear
on
that?
earth had you heard that? We've literally just voiced it.
Well, I keep an ear to the ground. It's my job to keep an ear to the ground.
Is it in my pockets? If it's not in my pockets, I suspect you're up to no good.
Can I insight check this?
Of course you can.
Weirdness.
Well, absolutely.
I've rolled a 21.
I mean, it's weird.
It's so weird, though. How did you know that?
It's my job to know things.
No, I thought
Don't
it was
be
your job
mysterious
to
if
be
you're
a
going to sit
cook.
down uninvited at the table. Be frank.
Oh, I'm sorry. Very well. It's my job to know what's going on, and your crew let us know that there was something that you needed around these parts. So, I came to offer my services. Word travels fast in a town this small.
Can I also check
So,
that?
Sure.
Who employs
That's an
you
18.
to quote?
That is how she heard this information, yes.
when you say it's your job to know what's going on, who's paying you?
Well, see, I am something of a roving part of the various crews on these islands. I tend to work on ships, and I'm looking for work right now. So if someone says there's work on board a ship that needs having, I tend to find that work. You see what I mean?
Can you?
I do, but unfortunately, the job of slightly suspicious, untrustworthy individual on the ship is already filled. What we need is someone who can cook.
Well, it's your luck. I am a fantastic cook.
Yes, but earlier point. You seem a little bit suspicious, and it takes one to know one.
People always assume I'm suspicious because I walk up and say what I want, which is, something I find very disheartening. I'm a lovely person, great to hang out with, great company, and I'm an excellent cook. You're in luck. And I'm also looking for passage, by the way, which I'd happily work off as part of the crew.
That is fair, Milk. Cal did think I was suspicious because I said what I wanted.
See?
Which was totally unfair.
Don't get me wrong, it's a quality I respect in people. It's just not one I trust. There is.
Oh, I see. Trust. You want trust. Okay. What can I do?
I could do my spell that makes people tell the truth.
Oh, you have a spell that will tell the truth. Isn't that interesting? If you cast that on me, then I'm not going to be part of the crew. That sounds like an invasion of privacy to me.
I mean, I could.
Gosh, that's fascinating.
Isn't that interesting?
Lots of things to hide, had you person I haven't let the name
It's
off.
not so much things to hide as that I believe there are boundaries that should be appreciated between friends. And we are friends now, aren't we?
Not in the slightest, darling.
I'd like to make friends. I'm a big fan of people.
Well, I could offer you some pointers because you're going about it very wrong.
Yeah, weird.
Now, how's this for a conversation point? I am stranded on a very small island in a place that I don't particularly want to be, for reasons I don't particularly want to divulge. That makes sense to the two of you, doesn't it?
No.
Yes, it just gives me absolutely no reason to help you.
I understand, but you're also looking for a chef, and guess what? I am one, a very good one, and I know my way around a ship or two, so I'd be very happy to
Well, I've just been
assist
told
you.
by our friends here that there are many people in town who'd be keen to fill the vacancy. I'm not quite sure what you have to other than threat, I guess, or a mysterious backstory.
I mean, I'm not trying
or
to be
some
threatening.
kind of trouble.
If you think there's
No.
threat in this, then I apologize. There was no intention.
Not
of
from
being
you
threatening.
directly. I mean, circumstantially, it sounds like you're bringing baggage.
I see. Well, I can't deny there is some baggage I am bringing with me. What I can say for absolute certainty is that that baggage isn't anything to do with your ship.
I don't know about you, Prosperous. It's a no from me.
I got a 9.
That's nothing to do with your ship.
I think we might keep looking. Is my gut feeling.
I'm on
Shoot
board
yourself.
with also keeping looking. Like, I don't trust people who don't want to tell the truth, and
It's not that I don't want to tell the truth, love. It's that I don't want to tell the truth about all of my history. There's a lot of things in my past that I'm not
we're not
proud
going to
of.
ask you questions about your history.
What are you going to ask me questions about? Let's make this a deal. Let's have a chat about it.
Do you have ulterior motives for joining the crew of this ship?
What's an ulterior motive?
Anything that isn't,
Something that you're not saying.
do you intend to harm any of us? Because you seem like you want to harm some of us.
Do I? Do I give off a harmful impression?
Yes!
Yes, entirely.
Oh,
This is how I felt when I first met Milk before I knew that he was trustworthy, but I don't know that you're trustworthy yet.
well, how did you find out that your friend was trustworthy?
He died to save
In
us
fairness,
all.
they haven't. Yes, no, that's what happened.
Now, I can't die to save you all because that would leave me at a life disadvantage. But I don't know what I can say, really, apart from you're looking for a cook and I'm the best you got.
We don't know that. Cook something. Prove it.
If you like, very happy to. What were you having?
Pancakes.
All right, let me do some cooking around the back there. And this is my shop, but I think please, if you wouldn't mind, it's for a job offer to get off this hellhole. Well, if you're going to be that way about the island, I suppose you should be leaving already. And the figure just moves out of the way. The guy just moves out, and this figure steps back behind and starts cooking, and is out of earshot.
Prosperous, trust me, that person is not to be trusted.
Yes, but neither were you.
I probably still am not, but we have become fast friends and are starting a business together. That is not someone we should do business with.
That's fine because we can always eat the food and then go find someone else.
The person who was behind the cook, he has moved out and stepped out of the way. But his partner, who was in front, is just sort of, it's not sitting with you, but it's a very small shop. Just goes, I don't know if this is helpful at all, but Annie's a very good cook. Known around these parts as excellent cook.
Prosperous, it seems they're all in on it.
Waiting for that.
Not in on anything. I'm simply... No, this is you wanted a cook, and... Well, Annie's an excellent cook. Annie hires out on ships all the time.
How?
That's...
Is Annie trustworthy, though?
Seems to be. Works on a great number of ships and certainly knows her way around a ship or two.
What about all those damaged ships?
The ones that are in the harbour recently. Well, she worked on a couple of them, sure.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
No way, no how.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, this person, please. Please.
If you need this to happen for the plot, you're not going about
I
it
don't
in a
need
very...
anything to happen for anything. I can do whatever I
need
want.
it to happen for so good. Sorry. Please make
I just,
Free will,
out of
I
game
just
for
want
a second.
pancakes.
Do you want,
No,
do you want us to hire that
out
person?
of game, in game, you can do whatever you want. You know this. It's
Clearly a
D&D.
shill. Total shill.
I just want pancakes. Just give me the pancakes.
The pancakes are delivered to your table. Annie has made herself some pancakes too, because why wouldn't you? And sits down with you and is eating. And they are excellent pancakes. Remarkably good pancakes. The best you've ever tasted, almost, you could say. It's
These
a
are
19, so you know.
Really, really good pancakes. Right, where are you going to be for the next, 2 hours or so?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a very big island. I will be moving around, but I'm not the fastest. Pats her leg. But I will be around if you need me.
All right, hang on. Just come outside with me for 1 second.
Me personally?
Yes, you.
All right.
Shall I stay here? Do you want me to stay here?
No, you can come outside too if you want.
Okay.
Are we finished our pancakes?
fine.
If we finished our pancakes, I'm happy to come outside.
Just let Eloise sniff you,
Oh,
and then when we need to find you again, Eloise can track you. It'll be fine. Grand.
Oh, I see.
that seems like a fair bargain. Happy to take it. She steps outside, and Eloise sniffs her.
This is Eloise.
Annie does not seem phased in any way by the hadrosaur.
Where would you be? Eloise is lovely. Right. Well, thank you for the pancakes, and we will probably not see you again in a couple of hours.
You know, you're very judgmental people. Has anyone told you that?
We are very wary of people, given our previous experiences.
That is a shame. That is a real shame, that is. Well, you do what you can, leave, and hopefully see you in a couple hours. If not, it's been a pleasure meeting you. And she turns and walks away.
I do not like her.
Definitely a shill, Prosperous. I used to do it for a living. Trust me, that person was holding deeper secrets. Trouble. Good pancakes, definitely good pancakes, but trouble. And I just feel as though we have enough of that. What we need is someone who can butter bread and who is an idiot. A local idiot, who's not got any backstory, no kind of flamboyant physical details.
All right, let's go find that then.
Isn't the same name as the rat one. the rat queen.
Right.
I know about the rat queen yet.
They don't. I was just sat there, my pancakes.
Can
They
I-
call them the water rat
Why
special.
don't you illusion a sign to hang around Eloise's neck to say cook wanted, and then people will know immediately that we're looking for a cook.
And you could stay here in this lovely cafe, and more people could enter him as the cafe, and you'd be giving them all business, which
Okay,
is a nice thing.
so I will major image a giant floating golden bell over a sign that says "Cook Wanted" in sort of bright glowing lights that's clanging loudly. Run, come, join the Bluebottle. Great rates, excellent board, fabulous company.
Lovely. Do you two both head back inside your tea shop?
I'm going to sit and wait on the street unless it's cold.
Oh, well, I mean, there is tea on offer. It's not that cold. It's not pleasant. It's the kind of weather where you go, I could sit outside, but it would be it's just not quite nice enough to deserve that kind of,
Okay, then we'll have an
British weather.
arrow pointing
British
to the
weather.
door, and we'll return inside.
Lovely.
All right,
Actually, something so, did you find what you wanted, or is it what's happening?
We're
Not yet,
we're running an
but we will.
interview process.
Oh, right.
We will see how it goes.
Lovely. You look, the pancakes. We still the ingredients are still ours, so we need you to pay for those.
Yeah,
And
that's on milk.
righto.
Yes, sure. I'm sure I have some gold lying about my person, and I will find some. How much do they want, these people?
Prices are in silvers and coppers.
Okay, I only have gold. Do you take gold?
Oh!
Just have this.
That is thank you very much. Would you need more teas and coffees and things like that?
No, but if you know any locals who are perhaps young and could do with an internship at sea, that kind of a tone.
I'll go and spread the word to come to the shop, and if you're still here, then they can talk to you about it. That'd be lovely. Great. I'll do that for you, of course. The bar front person walks out and with the gold, and behind the person with the chef goes, "You want anything else? Anything else? Food, drink? You've clearly paid for everything, so."
Prosper, should we have some more since we're here?
I would absolutely love more pancakes and more tea.
Well, this time I'll make you my pancakes, and maybe you'll like them as much as you like Danny's. And turns and starts making.
Bear in mind that you're about to do interviews, and you might want everyone to cook you pancakes. You're gonna need some room.
Hey, Prosperous is really big, and Prosperous can probably eat a heck of a lot of pancakes. Yeah.
Look, Emma, I know you just started a keto diet, but this is not the way.
this is the way.
Are you fantasy in food that you won't eat in real life? Is that
happening?
So you're running an interview process. Lovely. We'll get back to that in a minute. Cal, Anton, Flutter, since you're not taking part in the obvious shilling, what are you doing?
Well, so we came out to, it sounded like the other ship's captains weren't going to have much more information about this. We found out that it seemed like these pirates were following along magically, so we could, and were maybe local, so if there was, what do you think, folks? Do you think trying to find anyone who knows more about the pirates?
A smart idea might be to load up as many ships as we can, but reducing our fleet size. I think having a fleet would be a good idea, but if we can convince the other captains to reduce their ship sizes and sort of bring all their crews into maybe 2 or 3 ships together, we'd have more people than a pirate ship could withstand.
If you ask around the docks, if you engage with this idea of getting more ships together and forming a super crew, what you end up with is that all ships that came back with a skeleton crew, and almost all of the ships on dock are hiring and are going to take weeks to find enough people. Also, Utheral is not a big island. There are not a lot of people here. Finding enough people to people every ship is going to be extremely difficult. So it very quickly becomes clear that even if all of the ships banded together and abandoned all of their ships for just one, it wouldn't be enough to sail it properly. You'd need to find another crew of about 15 to 20, and there aren't that many. And what you quickly get is that all able-bodied sailors are currently either working for a specific ship, or they've already started scouring Utheral for more people who are happy to sail away, and then numbers are very thin on the ground.
So we'd have to convince the other captains to basically sail with us rather than sail with their own cargo and their own ships, which might be hard to do, but it's a safer option.
Can you imagine asking Cal to leave the Bluebottle behind to sail on another ship and lose her livelihood? Would any other captain do that?
No, we'll bring the cargo with us. Just
no, but the ship.
Bring them back once we've dealt with the pirates.
Worth a shot.
If you do ask around, Flutter is correct. Captains aren't going to abandon their ships. They are literally their livelihood.
Listen, there's maybe a slight change in the plan that could influence this. Before we go making too many plans here. Unfortunately, I may not be able to immediately fulfill my end of the deal as regards passage back to Waterdeep right now. That is because I am instead gonna go find that storm and sail into it just to, see what's inside.
Why?
Well, sometimes the whim just takes me, and I'm like, hey, I wonder what's inside that storm. Sure would love to take a
Let's
look.
hear that deception check.
Do I
roll,
have to insight this?
I feel like that was intended to be sarcastic, but I'm not going to deception that. Just...
That is very funny, Captain. You are hilarious, but we're trying to make a serious plan here. What your ideas would be helpful.
The Bluebottle is going back to the storm. That is what is happening. Ain't nobody got to go along that don't want to. This is not part of the deal for crew, for passengers, for nothing.
Why?
But unfortunately, it is what's going to happen.
Any particular reason for this? Well, let's call it a bout of madness, for the lack of a better word.
You lost 7 members of the crew last time you went through that storm.
6. It's very important. I need to know.
Oh, it was 7, wasn't it? Yeah, it was 7. Yeah.
Oh, what?
7. Because it was
That
6.
was
Six for people,
but
including
also
the
Plus
goal.
goal.
Yeah, plus
Ugh.
goal.
Sorry, my mistake.
All good.
I know, and that is why I ain't taking anyone who don't want to come, but unfortunately, this is something that I gotta do. Something I gotta do for someone else. I ain't too happy about it. At all. But I'm afraid I don't entirely have a choice in this.
Are you being blackmailed?
Kinda. No.
Is there something?
Well, not unless you got any particular phone lines. There ain't no phones. What's the equivalent?
Sending spells.
Direct
Carrier
lines to to any of them big upstairs folks who sometimes decide they need things from us mortals.
What has happened, Gareth? Can you explain?
I can't explain why they want to do this. I can't explain why I gotta do this. I got things that I can do to keep people safe. Things I need to be able to do to keep people safe. And that comes from them. And I wish I didn't need that, but I do. Which means that when they say, hey, sail into a storm, sometimes that's what I gotta do.
Okay. Give me a night. I can make sure that we are a bit better prepared than I was last time.
You don't gotta come along on this. Like I said, I need to talk to Famric and the crew, but like
I get that.
Taking more people into this than I gotta.
Okay, but I'm definitely going. This is definitely where I'm meant to be going, so
Right.
I said I'm going to be on this ship until I get to where I need to go, and if your ship's going in there, then so am I.
All right then.
I do not know if I can make that promise. I have to get home.
You do. That is important. I will be telling everyone, filling them in properly. I'm telling you now because, plans are being made. I haven't said this to anyone else yet, so I'm sorry. I'm real sorry to break my word. You know that.
No. When will you depart?
Somewhat depends on how many people are coming along. They ain't gonna have trouble finding jobs, not by the looks of things. So depends if we got enough people to sail. It depends on a lot of things. I'm sorry.
you do not mind, I'll perhaps see if there are any ships currently seeing about trying to solve this problem, the pirates, and we might be able to escape, but...
Fleet idea sounds great, and I don't know whether we can wait that long, but it sounds like the safest option.
Well, our ship's in the best condition, is it not?
Yeah.
Like, we're the first ones that are going to be able to sail. The only difference is if we're sailing into a storm.
Do you think that by sailing into the storm, it will be the best way for us to leave? Do you believe that?
The purple rocks?
Yes.
No, it sounds like a terrible idea. We're gonna sail into a storm. It's like definitely not gonna be good. Like, no, it's, well, I mean, greater good. There are goods involved, but the goods right on the ground level may not be that good. I gotta be honest about that.
Well, think of it this way, Flicker, okay? Cal here has got some sort of deal with what I can only assume is a deity, not a devil. And, well, they kind of know things. They might not be very good at getting you some places or telling you how to get to those places, but it's safe to say that Cal's going to make it on this journey to wherever she needs to.
But they can have very strong ideas of what is the right thing to do with no real grounding in that, and also no particular care for individuals.
Oh yeah, that's definitely what they're like. But at the end of the day, you know, are you going to live your life in fear of them, or going to go out there and take a piece of what's yours?
You can say no. You can say no. You can say you want something else. You can say you want a normal life.
There's a lot to lose if I say no.
It's a lot to lose.
This is the life.
Yes.
This is the life I decided I wanted. This is home, you know, but it ain't safe. And the gifts that I got from them helped me make it that bit safer for people, which means if I want to keep doing this, I need that. I don't want to prove that.
Well, what are you going to do now?
I'm gonna talk to Fenric. I'm gonna figure out how long it's gonna take to get patched up, how many people we might need. Then we'll find out how many people want in.
Okay.
Pay him extra. Usually if it's a dangerous job, at least it pays more. There's no sense of the economics up there.
Maybe you will, level up, as it were.
Cal, are you going to head back to the Bluebottle and speak to the crew? Anton, Flutter, are you going back with, or are you going somewhere else?
What are you doing now?
I was gonna go get some nice nibbles for the journey, because I always like to have a bit of something sweet just whilst I can, something that's not preservative. And you're welcome to join. If you want me to come with you as well, I'm happy to explore a bit more of the town. But if you want your own time, that's totally fine.
There's someone that I would like to see while I'm in town. I might as well go and see her again while we. But maybe something sweet would be nice.
Do you want to accompany when you go see your friend?
Okay.
Fine.
If you are interested in meeting an old swordsmith, she is a character.
Oh, knowledge of any kind is always interesting to me.
Okay.
Lovely. So you're heading into Vilkstead, and Flutter, you obviously know the way to Madeline's Smith, so you can head there. As you are doing that, Prosperous Milk, well, the job hunt. What you've ended up with is there's been a train of about 5 to 10 people coming in, all like, is that a job going? Like, sort of very sort of upbeat and engaged and really like interested in about this job working on board ship. Some of them appear to be very friendly and lovely. Some of them appear to be a bit more down on their luck. Generally speaking, the quality of personage coming through this, you get the sense that none of them are really cooks so much as people who want to get off island. Some of them are clearly working for other crews of other ships who want to get off sooner rather than later. You see obvious like sailor tattoos and a very obvious like people even admit like they work for other ships and they just want to get off as soon as possible because leaving Utheral at this point is very, very difficult and dangerous.
Little of the thing now.
I guess we would just lightly grill them all, not literally.
You're in a cafe, you know?
Yeah.
What is your cooking experience?
Yeah.
Medium to well done.
Have you ever killed anyone? And if so, what were your reasons?
Do you have any hostile intentions towards any of us?
Will you be willing to answer these questions in a zone of truth?
I can only cast that one, so we should probably keep all of them here and do it all together.
It's a threat. It's a threat. Yeah.
As you work your way through this string of people, generally speaking, you get the same sort of answers.
Are you trustworthy?
Yeah.
In most cases, you get very happy to help the crew, very happy to help out on the ship, will happily cook, doesn't really matter what I do, I just want off island. If you dig a bit deeper and ask about zones of truth and that sort of thing, everyone clams up. Literally everyone does not want a zone of truth cast on them and doesn't want to talk about it, and if you start pushing really hard, just again, much like Annie did, asks you to respect some privacy.
Milk?
Yes.
Do you think... I mean, this is wild. This is a wild suggestion.
Hit me.
Do you think they're all part of the same crew?
Maybe it's a conspiracy.
They all want to kill us.
That's okay. I mean, welcome to my working week, right? I think what we do is find the person who seems the most pliant, shall we say, by which I mean dumb.
Anton, yes?
No. Ouch. You but I was the bitch.
Prosperous just doesn't understand how intelligence works.
That is correct, yes. You said, sorry, I was answering pliant, not intelligent.
Right. And yeah, take
I got
them.
that.
And take what?
So, the person who seems the most pliant.
But if they're the most pliant, they'll be the most pliant to other people as well. Pliancy is not good. Pliancy goes both ways. We want loyalty.
The bell rings again. Hello, I'm here about the job?
No.
Oh.
Milk, I refuse. No.
I'm sorry.
They've got some sort of... This is a conspiracy. They've got some sort of... They're watching us. They heard what you said and they sent this person.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't mind. Prosperous. Let's at least entertain.
Are you trustworthy?
Yes.
I'm going to insight check that. I rolled a 7.
I will also insight check. I rolled a 14.
Yes, they seem like they're scared, but also like they're trustworthy. Something about them just oozes of trustworthy intent.
Pliancy.
And pliancy. Pliancy in
I
particular.
hate the concept of
Milk.
that.
I hate that whatever we say, the next person who walks in is exactly that. I hate it. I hate this village. Can we leave?
Don't push too hard at the existential edges of this reality, or you might see some things you'd rather wish you hadn't seen.
I'm sorry, I can leave if you
Prosperous.
intend.
No, it's fine. Prosperous, a word. So they're all clearly shills, all of them, but this shill is at least a professional, right? It's better to have an ally with some talent on your side than someone who's not got
But
it.
if we want an ally with some talent on side, what's wrong with the first one? The first one was clearly also talented and is in charge of all these other ones. Clearly.
Oh, interesting. You think they were the boss of these ones?
Well, they turned up first.
It smacks of desperation, though, surely.
Oh my god.
If they were truly capable, as you and I are, they would have found their own way off this goddamn
I
island.
hate this
No
so
offense.
much.
Okay. Well, it's become quite hard to know how to choose amongst shills.
Why don't we give them all numbers and then just like give them all straws which have numbers on them, and then they pull the straw and whoever gets the shortest straw. I don't know why the straws have to have numbers.
No. Okay. So, what secondary skill do we think is most important beyond the ability to make a decent hardtack sandwich?
Ability not to die.
Shilling.
Okay, so we get a snooker cue, we break it in half, and the survivor gets the job.
I'm not
How about
killing people.
No, we won't kill anyone. They will kill each other.
No.
Do you want me to go?
You said you wanted someone who was survivable and durable.
I'm
who would,
not, I'm not killing people for the sake of it.
Should I leave?
But this is the better.
Are you a
this
shill?
would certainly demonstrate the point you're after.
What is...
Me? Absolutely.
What are we talking? A shill for what? I'm really just here
Annie!
about... Who's Annie? I'm here for the job on the ship.
Can I insight check who's Annie?
Sure.
That's an 18.
Oh, it's a hierarchical roll. Why is Chris rolling against it?
This person has no idea what the name... Annie? As in, like... Sorry. I don't know an Annie.
Oh, but Annie might be a lie. Oh, it just gets deeper. No, we could just get too paranoid here.
We're too paranoid for episode 2, I'm sorry. Paranoia is reserved for episode 9
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
and beyond.
Okay,
I
Prosperous.
can't
we
take
need
this
to pick
anymore. We
someone.
need to take this person or no one.
Okay.
Sorry.
And I'm just gonna pick this person up, put them over my shoulder, and get on Eloise.
What's going on?
Good. You're hired. Congratulations.
Oh,
This is
hurrah.
a full care package that Prosperous will
Why
explain.
am I being
But for
why am I being bodily carried away?
I'm sorry, I got stressed. I put them down.
Thank you.
It's okay. Please head towards the ship for your new life
Marvellous.
as ship's cook upon the Bluebottle.
Oh, thank you. That's a wonderful news. That's completely unexpected. I didn't think I had a chance.
Well, we were
but-
just really impressed by your potential.
Can you cook?
No, not really.
Oh,
I
yes.
just want to get off the island.
That's okay.
It'll be fine.
All right, then I'll go to the ship then.
What's your name?
Kevin.
Oh my god, Kevin's gonna die.
Kevin. No, Kevin. As you say, they're all clearly working for someone. It's a conspiracy, but we'll get to the bottom of it.
Who am I supposed to be working for?
Us.
As
Right.
oh, and
Captain
Cal, who is ostensibly under our employ.
I thought the Bluebottle was captained by a Captain Arnold. It doesn't matter. I'll go. Sure.
Cal is her first name. Sorry.
Oh, are we on first name? Okay.
No, you're not. So call
You're
her
not.
Captain
You're
Arnold.
not. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't tell her that you can't cook.
No. It's probably best to say that you're an excellent cook.
But that's a lie. I'm not very good at lying.
Oh, well, that's good to hear.
Give it a
roll
shot.
insight check.
Now they double bluffing.
So much. I love this so much.
I rolled a 7.
Oh, that's so bad at lying. You got, as they say.
Did you roll an insight check, Red?
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry.
I rolled a deception check.
15.
Apparently, they're very bad at lying.
Oh my god.
Oh, but they're lying about it.
Trust them. No, they're
No,
not.
you don't. They're not lying
very
about it. They seem very
trustworthy.
trustworthy.
Wait.
They're wonderful. Kevin. Hi, Kevin.
Kevin.
I hate this.
So confused right
I
now.
love this. Because it's the perk as well. This is so perfect. I love it.
Can I re-roll that?
Can I re-roll that? Why?
I like this answer.
How?
Bad roll.
Because I'll use my Dark One's Own Luck ability to re-roll an ability check. Because you're so clearly lying.
All right. As you do, how do you get a
Right.
chance to re-roll this? Because your demon lord patron needs to make this happen.
Oh, really? I'm not just sort of naturally dark and lucky?
No.
Well, I mean, you tell me, Chris, but my suspicion is that just as I'm going, yeah, this person seems legit, I just get a, sort of text call. As
No, they're not.
Depends what you roll.
right.
This seems so legit.
What you get, you don't get like a text call. What you get is basically a leaning into frame, which doesn't make any sense out of context of any kind of like TV show, of Sanguine's head just popping into frame behind you and going, now I'm no expert, but I think you should probably try that again. And then leaning back into
so?
frame and out of frame and
he's
gone.
Dark and lucky.
Then I will look. Sorry, you do Kevin up and down,
Sure.
and I will
Yeah.
re-roll. That's it.
Is it worse? Is it worse?
11.
Seems fine to me. Seems fine to me. Seems fine to you.
Alright, yeah,
This
probably fine.
person seems...
Care Matrix.
Wait, how do you feel about
I'm
Zone
gonna die.
Zone of Truth spells?
Oh, I'd rather not if it's all right with you. Sorry.
Why?
I don't know if you know. Look. Kevin sort of shuffles forward a little bit to talk to all of you. Has anyone else been okay with the Zone of Truth thing around here?
No, nobody.
Right. Well, I'm from around here, and up until very recently, there was a Kraken cult, and we were all part of it, and in part of doing that, did some rather unpleasant things to people. And no one's particularly happy to talk about it. We all sort of collectively don't discuss it, in the impression that if we don't talk about it, none of us will think about the horrible things that we've done.
So,
I mean, that's not healthy, right? As you need to process trauma collectively and physically.
wait,
I mean,
you were
just
part of a
FYI.
cult?
Yes.
We just hired you.
Everyone here is
There's
part of a
nothing
cult.
wrong with a good cult, Prosperous. I keep telling you this.
He just said it in the present tense.
Oh no, we were.
Present tense.
That's the past tense.
No. Do we need to do grammar again, Prosperous?
No, we
But you're saying it now.
as a society worshipped a...
No, he said it in the past.
No,
Right,
then
all right,
he said...
all right, if you want me to tell you, we as a society worshipped krakens, and guess what? As part of that, we murdered people. We murdered people and sacrificed them to a kraken. We threw babies into the ocean. Do I need to carry on?
I mean, that's pretty terrible.
It was not fantastic.
Have you apologized for it?
To whom?
Well, the parents, obviously.
They threw their own
I mean, that's pretty terrible.
Why? What were you trying to achieve from the Kraken? What were you hoping it would do for your babies?
It's not a particularly wonderful place to be. Look, it's part of our past. We're trying as a society to get through it and get over it, but people are not going to be very happy to be Zone of Truth and talk about all the dark things they've done in the past.
I wasn't going to ask them about all the dark things they've done in the past. I didn't even know about all the dark things they've done in the past. I was just going to ask them if they were going to murder us all in our sleep.
Oh, well, people probably wouldn't do that. It's not like they've been part,
There's
it's
a
not like
lot
they're part of a culture or anything.
untrustworthy thoughts around these days. You can't be too careful,
Well, that's fair.
especially when there are secret Kraken cults.
Well, there's not one here anymore. The Kraken's dead, apparently.
Right, but maybe the next town, or the one after that. I mean, it rather unsettles the whole business of hiring cooks if you're just going to, turn out to be Kraken cult members every 5
I'm
minutes.
not a Kraken cult member. I was a Kraken
Well,
cult
so you
member.
say, but how are we supposed to believe you when you won't even step into a zone of truth?
Fine, cast your Zone of Truth. Fine. Cast it.
I shall.
Right.
Oh, what?
They need to,
was not expecting that. I was not
make a
expecting.
charisma saving throw.
Oh, they just vote.
No, what's going on? What is this twist?
Oh.
What? What?
Are you part of
the,
a large conspiracy secretly determined to get aboard the Bluebottle and do its crew members harm?
No.
Are you part of? Are you part
I'm
of
good.
a large conspiracy intent on getting aboard the Bluebottle?
No.
Broader questions here, people. These are all very specific.
What do you want?
to get off this island. I don't want to
And
be here.
then?
There used to be a cult here.
Are you still part of a cult?
No,
Would you be open to new cults in the future?
not especially.
That's a negative point there, I'm
wasn't a
afraid.
no.
No, it wasn't a no, but it wasn't a anyway.
Well, once you've done one, you don't tend to do more.
Well, you need the right cult, my friend, is the point there, but I digress. Can you cook at all?
No, not really. I mean, I can boil an egg.
They seem pretty safe to me, Prosperous.
Are you going to murder anyone in your sleep? In their sleep?
I have no intention of murdering anyone in their sleep.
Are you going to throw anyone off the ship?
No.
Are you going to, I don't know, cut one of the masts down in the middle of the night?
Again, very specific.
No.
Sabotage.
That's not a question.
Are you hiding anything? Is there anything at all that you're hiding?
Well, I've told you about the cult thing, which I'm not proud of. I don't know. I'm not the world's most amazing sailor. I came in on one of the other ships about a week and a half ago, and I've been trying to get off the island ever since. And I used to live around here, but then I moved off to try and get away from all this nonsense, and now I'm still here.
Okay, that seems fine.
Yeah, that seemed good. Okay.
Can I
Try and...
Do you know Annie?
No, you already asked me that.
Well, no, but now you have to answer, so I'm just checking.
I don't know who Annie is. Who is this Annie? I mean, sorry, if I'm being truthful, I don't know, because I don't know who Annie is.
I will describe the person that we met earlier called Annie.
Doesn't ring a bell.
Excellent. Right, you're hired.
Smart.
Pending Captain Cal's approval. Captain Arnold's
Yes.
approval.
How do you want to swing this one, Prosperous? We have hired someone who seems legitimately safe, and I respect our business practices in that regard, but we might struggle. Have we done a good job? I think we've done a good job.
I think we should probably tell the captain about all of the other dodgy people that we met on the way to making this decision and how sabotagey they seemed.
I think you're right. That's absolutely true.
I'm sure that we can persuade the captain that this was the best decision.
Okay, we'll turn to Vilkstad and say, bye, Vilkstad. Thanks for nothing,
Hey.
except you, Kevin. It's a pleasure. Come with
The
us.
pancakes were pretty good.
Okay, and nice pancakes,
I
obviously.
didn't make any.
No,
Not
not
yours.
yours, Kevin. Don't muddy the moment. And head back towards the ship.
Kevin follows, really unsure of what they've just signed up to.
That's a healthy approach.
Sorry. Right, good. Cal, you were going to go back to the ship and talk to everyone about what's going on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
I have to.
Sure. As you head back to the Bluebottle, the crew, as is, are they're not unloading anything, but most of them are working on fixing the hull, which is looking like it's in not decent shape yet, but Harlek and a group of about 10 to 15, so most of the crew are in the water, patching up where possible. There's no... Like, the dry dock is currently in use. There'll be no way to patch the ship up like that, but you will have the ship back to full hull, armor class, and hit points by the time you want to leave, and that's being looked to. Fanrik is on deck of the ship as you walk towards it, speaking to someone.
Oh, just like a random crew member.
No, you don't recognize this person.
Annie.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we've hired everyone. We've hired everyone. Okay. I will go up to them both and.
Cool. Fanrik turns and goes, "Oh, Captain, I was just having a word with this, well, the crew let people know we were looking for a cook." And a figure turns round and she just stands in front of you. "Hello, I'm Annie. I work as a cook."
Annie is dead. That is so underhanded.
And that's where we're going to leave it and pick up next time, I think. That's probably the best way to handle that situation.
I was like, that sounds like a cliffhanger line.
Yeah, perfect. Oh my god.
Annie is not making it off that ship.
Annie has massively underestimated Milk. Oops.
Prosperous is going to carve her in twain.
No, I'm not going to do anything.
Sorry, Flutter, what were you saying?
No, Grace is talking.
Oh,
but
sorry, Grace.
are you, how where are we in world of the concept of the novel Treasure Island?
Well, it doesn't exist in world, so the obvious Treasure Island parallel would be a thing you would have to conjecture about. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So that's not something Flutter is aware of. That's something only think.
Look, Master John Silver is an excellent cook. That's all you need to know. Good. Well, we have to finish up and tie up. Sorry, everybody, just rambling on there in the background. Thank you for joining us. We are Adventurers Wanted. You are watching Sea of Swords Forsaken. If you enjoyed tonight, we play every Monday night from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. GMT. This will continue through till the end of 2020, at which point we'll have a new campaign, the same time slot, same place. So stick around. This is a good time to be watching D&D online, or if you're catching up on this on the YouTubes or on video on demand for Twitch, hello, thank you for joining us, and do watch more. You can find out more about Adventurers Wanted at Adventurers250 on Twitter, otherwise Adventurers Wanted on Facebook and the other social medias, the Instagrams, that sort of thing. As you can tell, I'm not really big on all this because I am old. There we go. There it sounds. All of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv/Adventurers Wanted and sometimes hosted at twitch.tv/DND or on YouTube or youtube.com/Adventurers Wanted. If you want to support us in what we do have a Patreon account. That's patreon.com/Adventurers Wanted. Do check us out. There are some rewards. You can find out more about what we do and join mailing lists and all the rest of that sort of thing. But yes, do catch up on everything that we do online. Massive thank you again to our sponsors, Hero Forge and Ultra Pro, and our supporters, D&D Beyond, Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, Level Up Dice, and Zavi. Lovely stuff. Well, that's all from me. Thank you, everyone. See you all next week. Bye.
Bye.